And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Happy
here.
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. We are so excited.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Jensen.
I'm not going to get in Les's way.
That's right.
Welcome back, everybody, to this episode of Dicecream Sandwich. I am your Dungeon Master, Jody Rose, and today we have a very interesting episode. Something that we're going to be getting into pretty soon here.
Wagons.
Made it. For some reason, I thought today was Wednesday and got bummed. Nope. We got the notifications up. Welcome in, Blades of Greyguard. Good to see you here. Yeah, we are stoked. Last episode being definitely not what everybody expected it was going to be.
I thought we were going to meet Strahd and leave.
Yeah, go downstairs, meet him, share a couple of tea.
Separation episode.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
we're gonna leave Les with Strahd.
Yeah.
The rest of us will go.
And
Exactly.
It was fun. I got to
my best
be involved in our
love
first
me.
B plot. That was really exciting.
Oh my god.
Yeah, now there's a whole secondary one where maybe we've got a whole new villain starting up. I'm real excited for
Our
that.
good friend
Jensen.
We sent you a
Eccles.
jealous rage at the end of the last.
punished Jensen.
We
go back to Irina's house. Everyone is murdered. It's like Castlevania all over again.
I'm just saying,
Exactly.
no one seemed to care anyway about the townsfolk. It's fine.
Yeah, no, let's not actually.
well, the two moral people were.
The two moral people. They're not
Enjoy
particularly
hunting
okay,
Jensen.
That's what season 2 is all about.
Yeah.
but- Exactly.
The hunt for Jensen.
That's the B plot.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Les is starting a bakery in Selgon.
And you're a burgeoning real estate agent.
Hell yeah.
We'll put our
Burgeoning.
businesses
Oh, yeah.
together and make
you're
millions.
right.
Kevin, we've got a nice little bit of news. You surpassed 10,000 follers on TikTok this
Oh, yes,
week.
I did.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
congratulations there. That
Yeah.
community growing real quick. We
Yeah.
are also closing in on 4,700 on Instagram.
4,700 on Instagram.
Woo.
I'm at currently 10.3 on TikTok.
Damn.
We are at.
And
You're just single-handedly
and Twitch.
You know what? I'm not going to take
Carrying
any
this
credit.
Yeah, I take it.
Twitch is at
No.
628 right now, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, like Twitch, we're definitely getting up, but thanks to everybody on the TikTok
Yeah.
community has been
Thank
huge
you.
for
Good
that.
job.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
And to
So-
the folks who've been showing up in our Twitch stream and chatting, like,
Yeah.
we love your comments.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining
All the
us.
comments.
Oh,
We
yeah.
read them
All the
all
comments.
after the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all
Yeah, it's actually
We
amazing.
literally
Yeah.
go back.
Have the chance
Yeah.
to respond.
So if anyone's watching from TikTok, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If anyone's watching from Byte, how did you get here?
What's up, Vero stands? Check us out
Yeah.
at Dicecream on Vero.
So we've had some pretty interesting emotional days today. Everybody's a little bit on the side of not really ready for a big fight.
Yeah, it's a great time to
Oh, I
go
disagree.
against Strahd.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw one more thing into this. Sit back down.
Oh.
I need you to sit down for a second. First off, I have a huge, awesome shout out to my friend Serena in Leduc. If she's in the chat here, she and I have been chatting for a while. She wanted me to 3D print her a couple of things, which I did. And I was really happy to send them over to her. She does wood burning stuff.
Nice.
Really awesome. Like started off doing coasters and then started doing trivets. She actually did a wood burning of me of the Pizza Planet logo with the minions from Toy Story on a pizza paddle, and the back of it is like the big Pizza Planet logo,
that's so
and it was
cool.
super sweet and really exciting. And inside that, she also did a thing where she apparently has a sticker machine, and so we have some of these. You can pass these ones around. There's 6 of those. We've also got these.
Oh!
Let's go.
So the OG logo. But most importantly, everybody look at me, please.
Hello.
We are
We
looking
have
at you.
Elif.
Oh!
We have Hope.
Oh my god.
We have Leaf.
Yo!
We have Dr. D'Amato.
Yeah!
We have a big Les, because apparently his model
I'm
is
a
really
big
small.
boy!
And we
He's
have
a big
Allura.
boy, big knees.
Apparently Jesse conspired with
yeah,
Serena
yeah.
to give her the models, and she surprised everyone. These are apparently, so hang on, they are waterproof, scratch resistant, chemical resistant, etc.
Oh my
They
god,
are
we
good
got
quality ones.
stickers.
Man.
So
And she also sent us a couple of hers because she's on Instagram as and whatnots.
I got
Yeah.
And so
Nice.
just a big shout out to Serena because you're seriously like
I'm literally
the sweetest
her
person in the
right
world.
now.
That is
I
awesome.
knew this was happening and I forgot.
I did not
I
know
got
this.
one.
I
This is
already
so
got one.
amazing.
So yes, we've also got
Some
hers,
extras.
the and whatnots ones. I'll give you guys
I
these
would-
after.
yeah.
I don't have
as
a
well.
dice cream one.
Um,
You don't have a
The
dice
letter
cream?
one.
Here's one.
Oh, there.
Yeah, there should be one extra. There was a
Oh, I'm
total
gonna
of
put those
7
all
of
over
those.
my
Oh
note
my
there.
gosh! So we have a
And we've got extras as well. These ones are not waterproof or anything like that, but there are a couple of extras for
Oh, we can
different
do
people.
giveaways of those.
So there's a couple that are different sizes. These aren't waterproof. They're not chemical resistant. They were tests.
Yay.
But
Whoa.
Serena, theoretically, we might be able to
Yeah.
give designs of stuff, and she can make stickers.
Yeah,
Which
I was
is
gonna say we
true.
want to make stickers,
And I would be
so
more than happy to pay her for those services.
We want to
absolutely. We were just talking about this.
Oh my god.
That is so neat.
Wow!
Okay,
so
I'm gonna
much.
stop crying way sooner than I
Jordy,
thought.
cut to the
Cut to the
intro,
break.
Cut to the intro.
Go to it!
So, yeah, so this was just an amazing thing, and something that obviously I had no idea about. I opened up this gigantic box, and I saw the huge paddle, and then I saw a thing of stickers, and I was like, oh my god, this is too much. And then she's like, oh, did you see the rest? I'm like, the rest! And then went through all the box and
Can
figured
you
it out.
take a photo of the paddle? I really want to
Yeah,
see
I'll
it.
show you. I'll show you all what it looks like. It looks amazing.
I'm a
Yeah.
child, it's fine. Don't worry
No,
about
it's
it.
fantastic. So,
Chris, you want to see it?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
so cool.
so they're full on legit, and we've got
What
more
does
if you end up needing them or anything like that. So,
Our stream
Serena,
has stickers.
her.
Thank
Holy
you,
cow.
Serena.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Her thing is was she Cool Beans McGee on Instagram, and she's Cool Beans and Whatnot is her personal, and then and
You are getting
Whatnots.
shout outs
Yeah.
all over the place this
So
week.
yeah,
If
so we're
anyone
gonna
needs 2 usernames are cool beans and whatnots. I want to be their friend.
yeah. Serena's awesome. I've known her for the better part of 10 years at this point.
My character.
Yeah! Karma comes around.
It does.
my
So
goodness.
on that happy note, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our break
Exactly.
screen.
It comes in
And we'll jump right back into the action in 1 minute. We'll see you guys.
Yeah! Oh my god, that's so cool!
And we are back.
Yeah.
So we're all still reeling a little, which is super awesome. Serena, you're the best.
Don't let
You are
me
the best.
stuffing my
You are the
face.
best.
I'm just
Go.
finishing
It's all
my
good.
sandwich.
We're all stoked. We're all putting stuff on our planners, and it's real exciting. But before we get too broad out,
Actually, yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
I
so
got my trapper keeper.
Here we go. Here we go.
Time to kill some dragons.
excuse me.
Some
Last we left off,
Yeah, baby dragons.
the party having made their way from Vallaki to the castle Ravenloft,
We're good. We're good.
passing in through the outer walls, into the inner keep, and eventually making their way down a long flight of stairs, finding a mist-covered floor. They had an interaction with one of the denizens there, Cyrus, who seemed to be the caretaker of the house, per se. Someone in the kitchen cooking dinner, so he said. He offered to take them back up to the guest rooms, which they politely declined, but continued down the hall anyway, and managed to find themselves in an elevator trap of sorts. It was just an elevator. But
Not by choice.
It was fine.
the first real time fully splitting the party almost directly in half. 4 of you ascended, less unconscious, eventually being deposited at the top
was
floor,
very fast.
at least several hundred feet above. You ended up having an interaction with Jensen Straith, the wood elf who was first seen on your first night in Barovia, and last seen being dragged away by a series of vampire spawn, which you now realize seem to be all an act. A little bit of casual back and forth, and you managed to get him nice and riled up to the point that he jumped out a window. And
For what purpose?
The purpose of why he did so, you have no idea as yet.
Barovia is dead.
Those caught downstairs were confronted by Cyrus, were led up throughout the castle, seeing a few of the different things that you may have in store for you at different points, but eventually reaching your way up to the top, as you did, the other 4 members found a secret hidden trapdoor in the ceiling and made their way up and found a series of witches over a green cauldron, the most apt, not realistic description of witches ever, but yet realistic descriptions of witches ever. Slayed those with relative ease. The classical description of witch, we'll put it that way. And managed to find a series of health potions on each of their bodies, which you then recovered and distributed amongst the party.
Thank the Lord.
Everybody reconvened outside of the guest chamber's room, Cyrus leading the way back downstairs, or attempting to, until he was waylaid by the party, knocked unconscious, and shoved up into the trapdoor, locked behind him, so he's trapped in that area, and no additional thing that you know how to do. You just essentially put him up there. But you started to make your way downstairs, finally hit down to the bottom floor, passed across the main entryway, intending to make your way out the front door, and as you did, 4 statues of baby dragons jumped down off of ledges 30 feet off the ground, landing with heavy thuds as the stone clacked against the ground, and the coloring changed from gray to blue, green, red, and white, as 4 baby dragon wormlings began hissing and spitting and cracking fire out of their mouths. So, we pick up this week episode with everybody rolling initiative right out of the gates, as we're going to get right into the fight.
Yeah, let's kill some Dwagon.
I thought you liked dragons, Jesse.
I mean, I used to.
Kaylee?
Until
now
they
they're
got
trying to
my
kill
way.
me.
There's my black marker pen. Can you? Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Very exciting.
Episode's off to a good start.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
I've also learned how to roll on this thing again.
I don't ever roll good for initiative.
I usually do, but this one was shitty, and I even had an advantage. Oh well.
Do I have an advantage? Do any of us?
Whoa!
I have it just because of the luck stone.
Nope,
It's
the
like
bow.
doing
Oh, no, wait,
voiceover
bow.
for
Thank
you.
an
Yep.
old 90s toy commercial. Awesome!
kickflips 1,000 feet high!
What are we talking?
What I'm talking about is Dicecream.
Oh, fuck.
I'm very tired,
I
so
found-
a lot of
I
my
remembered
bits
how to
aren't
roll
going to
with
make
it.
sense today.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Mine
My
never
anxiety level is like here.
So-
So
Don't you worry.
Those
I
make
can
for
help
the
you.
best D&D
Mine
game.
is like
Yeah, they really
at
do.
your level, just gently touching yours with permission.
are we like anxiety snuggling?
Yes, we are. Like our anxieties are kind of checking in with one another and just like gently spooning.
One
Our
might say
anxieties
you
are
guys are
spooning,
having,
and then our panic is just like standing guard.
Yeah.
I'll let you run it back. Run it back.
Alrighty.
So it's almost like you guys are having an anxiety party.
Oh! Look at
Thank
that
you! That's my time! Tip your waitress, try the veal.
I saw the little
Can
red
I
light
ask
come
a
on. That was
question?
good.
Whomever brought the gummies, are they vegetarian?
They are non-gelatin. Yes.
Yeah.
And they're slightly sour, just a little bit. The green ones are the most sour. So whatever
Great,
you want to
thank
do.
you so much.
You're very welcome.
Jordy does the research. Okay, so one of the great things about Jordy, just while
One of
he's
the-
setting
Oh, please,
up
yeah,
things,
talk me up, yeah.
One of the great things about Jordy is that he hears you say something and then remembers it.
I think that goes in hand.
Yeah, I was gonna
in
say,
his
that's
ability
a-
as a DM.
Yes, yes.
True.
And I
It's how
value
Irene
it
is
so
dying,
much because
but-
I am,
You know
I
who
am
else is
not
the
like
most
that. I
sour?
don't have that
Jensen.
capability. My memory is like... But like Jordy will remember like, oh, well, you
The
said this
most
last
sour.
time. And I'm always just like, oh. It
Thank
makes
you
me feel
so
so
much.
seen. Jordy, you're great.
I rarely ever
Everyone,
get
Jordy
you
is the
gummies,
greatest.
So thank you.
I just
Jordy is
try.
the greatest.
I try.
So good.
We
I was
agree.
blessed with
Fine.
a memory that lets me remember very specific things.
You know who
Right, but
doesn't
it's also
feel
a
so
kind
seen?
memory.
Jensen.
Like you remember, you like.
I remember the
you're-
important stuff.
Yeah, you do. You're
The
great.
little things that don't matter until they
Jensen
matter.
is participating
So,
participating in some non-
that's that. And then we're going to go ahead and do
No, I don't think he's
these.
participating. I think he's, well, he's participating against his knowledge.
Yeah.
But she's just here he goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, that's a really cool
Well,
idea.
in that closet last time.
That's right.
Did we tell that he's like being like?
Are you
Cartoon has come to
Oh,
life.
that was kind of a stick.
No,
Yeah,
this
was
is
that
after
tape covered in
I've gone forward, but I.
I'll protect you.
Oh man,
Don't
I'm so mad at you.
It's from my favorite like
worry, I know
cosmetics
I've got
maker.
this.
It's like a oil with at least nourishing. St. John's wort, and she put mica in it.
Because this is the one that I have right now. I don't know what the rest of the fabrics are going to be.
I'm
Did
happy
you
with
get fabric?
I'm going
Oh
to
yeah, I
this
rolled
weekend.
initiative.
Okay.
I was going to last weekend.
So did I.
Okay, fair.
Oh, I did too.
I could go with you on
That's right.
Saturday morning.
Okay. Yeah, and there's a growing room, which is the feminist lit festival next weekend that I'm going to go to on Saturday day. So I'm going
Coco,
in the
like
morning.
Morning?
I'll let
Okay,
you know
first
when
thing,
I'm
yeah.
going. And
Oh,
if
I
you
like
want,
it.
Lindsay might actually join as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Is she coming?
I'm not sure. I asked her and then she was like, I don't know if I'm invited. So I was like, maybe I'll just. I'm not sure either because I wasn't sure. If Jeff was there.
No, I don't think Jeff is coming.
We'll discuss later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know who else?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jensen!
I message him and ask him if
Always
he,
on them
'cause he
Jensen
did
jokes.
You know
express
what? I'm just
interest.
gonna give that dude
She
a
did
hard
not.
time.
So
You know who it is? That's
Strahd isn't!
Oh,
Welcome back.
Okay.
right.
Poor Jensen. Actually, I feel terrible for him.
I feel terrible for all of the people in Irene's house right now because they're all.
Yeah.
He still has
I feel bad for Charles.
Who the fuck's Oh, that guy.
The
No,
butler will be.
Okay.
The butler will be.
And now I've rolled all
real
7 of
evil.
my
I wanna
initiatives.
see-
I
Yeah, Charles
got
gets
7 characters that I drag with.
cappuccino.
Yeah, I want
Okay.
to see Charles get his cup.
Initiatives
Oh, hi.
25 to 20.
20.
20?
Whoa, nice.
Unnatural, but.
No,
That's fine.
you.
I know, me.
What the fuck?
I rolled shitty on both of my rolls.
Heck.
What the heck?
Well,
Okay.
relatively shitty.
Hope and
It could have
Ez.
been worse.
20 to 15.
17!
17.
Let it ride! Ah!
18.
Ah!
18, 18. Okay.
No,
So
no.
that's Leaf.
High five too.
First.
Leaf.
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
sure you'll think of something.
Just as a treat.
Hit him!
Yeah.
For this one time.
Whoever makes
So
the
that
best
was your
Jensen
with
joke.
like 4 rolls with disadvantage.
Yeah, that was.
Laura, what was your initiative?
Yeah, I rolled 9. and
No,
so my-
who's that?
so my
Oh, it's
initiative
me,
was-
Jensen. I'm stupid.
I rolled 16, so my rolls is.
Now
That's the
you
best joke
go.
so far.
Now you go.
I'm just not done.
Oh shit, you're
Oh,
good.
man.
Hard to beat that.
Oh boy, it's chaotic.
Okay, top of the round, we have Hope and Esmeralda
Oh.
acting simultaneously. Who would you guys like to go first?
Like the Santana song.
It's too bad.
I want to go first.
Okay,
Because
we're gonna go ahead and jump
I'm
to our battle.
wondering if I have any prior knowledge on dragon deities, considering being around Dragonborn and also.
I'll say make just a quick history check. Just what you can recall at a passing glance.
Okay. History. Do I just add history? Am I allowed to add anything else?
Nope, just history.
Yeah. That's a 10.
That's a 10. Baby dragons. They're baby dragons. They do things that dragons do, just smaller.
Do they understand Draconic?
You wouldn't know off the top of your head. Yeah.
Talking's a free action.
Yeah, I'm gonna try conversing with them, and I'm gonna say, or at least see if they understand me in any way. Like, hi, we are friends.
Hey,
Yeah.
how you
Hi."
doing?
So if you're actually trying to converse with them, it's your action to do it. If you're just like throwing a comment out, it's free. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and converse with them.
Try to converse with them. Okay.
Hi, yeah, sorry. I'm just like, hi.
Hey guys, what's
Hey,
up?
stop.
Hi. Hi,
My name's
we
Hope.
are friends, not foes. I don't ever want to hurt dragons. I pray to Bahamut. Please let us go and we won't hurt you.
And you see like the heads kind of cock a little bit as if they're understanding what you're saying. And you speak Draconic, right? Yeah, as if they're kind of understanding what you're saying, and then you utter the word Bahamut, and all of them just kind of, and the backs get riled up, and the wings start to flap a little.
Oh no.
Oh,
Cool.
man.
Can I kind of then pull out, like, comment to the group that these dragons are not my friends?
I'll
These
say you
dragons
would
are
know
not
on a
my
10 as a history. Bahamut, god of chromatic dragons,
know,
or good
so-
dragons.
These are bad.
Metallic. dragon.
Sorry, metallic.
I gotcha.
These being chromatic dragons, praise Tiamat.
So these are-
the good and the evil.
Tiamat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah,
Tia,
these,
what?
these pray to bad dragons.
Yeah.
These are not our friends.
So you've basically got a bonus action left if you wanted to like draw
Send
your
back
shield and your
to
sword,
Rare.
or your sword. I'd say that's about it for your turn, really.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do right now. So, where am I positioned regards to the dragons. Can I try and move without getting attacked?
Yeah,
so I can
you're at the
protect
back of the
squishy?
party, so unless you're directly engaged with one of them, which I don't think you are.
No.
So you have free movement as long as you don't move into and out of combat.
I'm gonna move in front of someone squishy, and who is someone squishy that I can easily protect?
Is that Esmeralda or Victor?
Esmeralda is the one without the hood.
Okay.
That's Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, so
that's
probably
Victor.
Or
No, this is
Casimir.
Victor.
This is Casimir then.
That's Casimir, yeah, Victor.
And then there's the doctor,
Doctor
Allura,
all in with our
Eve.
party.
I'm going to just literally move here, and then that way I feel like I can I've only moved one square
Sure.
so that I can
You just
kind of
interpose yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Good
I
to know.
feel like Cass can handle it, but I think Victor cannot.
Victor's soft as hell.
All right, so
Yeah.
that's going to be your move.
Victor's
Next
would've
up
banged
is
before.
Esmeralda. Her hearing that, seeing everybody engaged at this point, all of them hissing and spitting in different types of crackling starting to come out of their mouths. She's going to turn to the nearest one, make a quick engage on that, and she's going to go make a series of strikes.
Yeah.
Strike it up.
So,
yeah.
Esmeralda, she has a short sword. She's going to go ahead and make a single attack. Nope, she's going to make 3 attacks.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Yeah, dragon.
Yeah, she's going to go ahead and use the 2 short swords that she has.
We all go and take a seat on the bench from the MPs.
First
You guys
attack.
got this.
What about the Gatorade
good.
bar?
Yeah. It's our you
Team
guys
1,
got
go.
it's a
Team
hit.
2,
It's a
bench
hit.
it a bit.
I've got cliff
Save
bars.
yourself.
if anyone
Okay,
wants.
so
21
21 hits, a 19 hits, and a 14 misses. Yep, so she's going to go ahead and deal the damage from these.
Gotta be a
And that's going
14.
to be
14 misses?
14 misses, correct.
Okay.
Damn, she almost maxed her damage.
Yeah.
664 on 3d6s.
Oh, so close.
So 16, and then she gets plus 4, 20.
Yeah, pronouncing it right.
28 points of damage. Nicely done from her.
Dang, homie.
How does the dragon look after that?
There's a big gash, a series of big gashes as the short swords just cut through the front of the hide and the snout starts to bleed as it kind of like reels back and little bits of lightning are arcing out of its mouth.
Which one is that with lightning? The blue one?
The blue one, yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be her attack. And that's going to be her whole turn. She doesn't want to move out of combat or anything with it, so that's her done. Next up, Leaf and Aleth. You choose who acts first.
One question before we do that.
Yeah.
You said that the dragons were breathing fire. Does all of it look the same?
No, each of them are kind of sparking different things out of their mouths. The red dragon is sparking fire. The white kind of has frost forming out of its mouth. The green has little bits of like green and gray smoke dripping out of the side of its mouth, and the blue has kind of crackles of electricity.
I was hoping one was
The silver one has blue? Or has gold, sorry?
Silver one.
There is
white
no
one
silver.
has
There's a
frost.
white
White
one
has
has frost.
Right, sorry.
The green one has
I was like, none of those are words that I said.
Jordy, which is the one that's
So-
giving us health potions?
Those are the ones upstairs.
Who's
They already
spitting
killed.
love at us?
Yeah.
Red
So,
fire.
Yeah.
red
White.
fire, white cold, green, you're not sure, but it's a green gas of some kind.
Blue horseshoes, orange
And
moons.
blue is probably lightning.
Okay.
Sparkle.
So,
Do you
Who's
have
going
strong
first?
feelings?
It's all you.
I can pew pew.
Get it.
things.
I'm probably
pew.
gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move sort of back
Pew
into the
hoo.
group a little bit, so I'm not quite such an outlier. And
10,000
Okay, we already went over this.
I am going to fire at the red dragon,
go for it.
and I'm going to use my sharpshooter feat to do so.
Using sharpshooter, alright, go for it.
Gonna try.
First attack.
The new dice.
Wow, and that's a 2, so that's
Oh.
definitely not gonna make it.
Yeah, that's a
At
negative
least I
3
wouldn't have
plus.
even without sharpshooter, so. Okay, I'm gonna go one more time.
Yeah, sharpshooter
Sharpshooter
again.
again. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a 2 again.
Wow.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Dang.
Your new
That
dice.
sucks.
Bad
All right.
dice.
You
Third
get one more
one?
chance, and this is the one with. I'm not gonna use sharpshooter.
Not gonna use sharpshooter?
Nope. It's
Because
gonna be
a
a
20 just
20.
means a bad day.
It's a 10, so it's gonna be 20 to hit.
20 does hit.
Okay.
Gonna roll damage on that one.
Bang.
Get it.
6, 8.
Shout out to the
Really
2 crew.
helps.
Yeah.
The two crew.
In the chat, shout out to the 2 crew.
To represent.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Wait, that was a D. That was a D100. That was not the right dice.
Max.
Oh, max damage.
Max.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay,
sorry, you were attacking the red?
Yeah, red.
Okay, yep.
So that is going to be 16 points of damage.
16 points?
Yeah.
Nicely done.
No, wait.
No, I was
gonna say 18 points of damage. Sorry, because I get +4 on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 18. 8 plus 6 plus 4.
Wait, why was it? Oh, yeah, sorry, never mind. Yeah, 8 plus 6 plus 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 18 points.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Nice solid hits. As the third attack, the first two kind of skitter off the wings as it's kind of moving out of the way a little. Third one buries itself dead in the center of the chest, and the arrow just kind of sinks in. The creature reels back and then snaps the arrow off as it flexes its peck, basically.
Okay, we get it. You work out.
Red Lars is like, battle can.
I don't really have any sort of bonus action except for could I, as like a ranger, do I know anything about the like resistances for the dragons, anything like that?
I would say just general knowledge. Things that typically do a thing are usually resistant to that thing.
Kaylee figured that.
Yeah.
But
So
it's
I'll say that
fine,
that's
not
fine.
game.
Yeah, I'll say that that's fine. Like usually
Okay.
that's pretty common knowledge that dragons as a whole tend to be resistant or immune to whatever type they are.
Okay. Can I use a free action to yell at the party?
Sure.
Right. If they have fire, don't use fire. If they have lightning, don't use lightning. Try to use the opposite kind of magic to destroy them.
Got it. Only fire.
Fireball,
That's your turn.
only fireball.
Or Hope.
I do not understand anything other than fireball.
Didn't hear
Use
those
fireball and
comments.
only fireball.
That's correct.
Fireball. Just fireball.
Just fireball.
Just
Magic
fireball.
missile.
I heard you say fireball a whole bunch.
Yeah.
So,
I cast Sacred Flame on.
take a frame. Which one?
Little green lad.
Green guy? Alright.
Guy.
Green Ranger.
So it's a dex save?
Yes,
Dex save of a 19.
The Green Ranger did start out evil.
That is a success with a natural 19.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Are
Sorry,
you
right?
adding on the things
I am adding everything this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Sacred Flame, no effect.
Whiffs. Okay. Then I'm going to, knowing about breath weapons, maybe spread out a bit. I
Oh,
might just kind of like boot over there a bit.
yeah,
Okay.
Just
Good
so
to
if
know.
anything hits out.
that's good.
Alright, on from you, we come to the Doc, the
Hello.
Les, and the Blue Dragon.
Ooh.
Who's going first?
I'll go first then. Let's
Your
see.
Jensen joke was pretty good.
My
I will
Jensen
let you
joke.
go
You know
first.
who's dumb? That guy.
That's
All
right.
Which one's? Oh, there's the little blue baby.
Widow Boo Baby.
Little blue baby.
That sounded Flight of the Conchords
Pop over here.
Next.
level of.
And I'm
Dicecream
gonna try
Sandwich.
and drop 2 Eldritch Blasts into him.
Into the blue one? Sure, go for it. Make your attacks.
I feel like Flight of the Conchords would be down with infantilizing dragons.
Oh, they would be.
Wow. Well, I guess that's an 11.
That one misses.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's better. That's a 29.
29.
yeah.
Oh,
Polar opposites.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking Bowie, the Bowie in
And
space on
that
but
is
the dragons.
8 dams.
8 damage.
Damn dams.
Alright.
They did have Alvin.
Heavy hit. The first one kind of impacts against it, still trying to figure out exactly how these things move. Second one catches it dead center on the chest, and you hear some of the ribs cracking a little where it's starting to look a little on the hurt side.
Good. Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm gonna
All right.
stay out of the range of some breath weapons.
Staying where you are, we're going to switch to Les.
B-dubs.
All right.
Do you want to go first, or do you want the dragon to go?
I think
for it,
I'll go
Leslie.
first.
Okay, go for it.
Smashy, smashy, strikey, strikey. I'm gonna go for boot, for boot, for boot. Right into the cold dragon's face.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shout at it. Tiamat has forsaken you in this awful place, you son of a bitch. You're going down. And as I say that, I speak Draconic, but not realizing I'm speaking Draconic.
What?
Okay. So all of you kind of see Les go up to this creature and like you all kind of roll your eyes a little, knowing that he's probably just going to yell at something, and then you hear this guttural, and you would have understood everything, but all of you collectively just go, what?
And I'm gonna strike him in the stupid face with my trident.
Go for it.
Did
Spear.
you say that in
Spear.
Draconic as well?
I sure do. Ho ho! That's gonna be 29.
Yeah, that hits.
To hit.
Woo!
Damage on that one.
Shit is going good.
Did the dragon react in any way to have
Its
statement?
feelings got hurt.
Not particularly.
Single tier.
Ooh, that's a 5 plus 8 for the first one.
13
Dragon
points
cry.
against the white.
Second attack.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 14 to
14 misses.
So it's higher than 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Must be 50.
Alright,
Wow.
so 2 attacks miss. Bonus actions. Can you do cantrips as bonus actions?
If the bonus action is a cantrip. I meant to say that the other way around if the cantrip is a bonus action.
Yeah,
No, that's an
make your
action.
little crab pop up.
I want to do cantrips they're unlimited, right?
Yeah, cantrips are unlimited, but
Yeah,
there's only like a couple of cantrips that are bonus actions.
Well.
Almost all of them are actions.
Okay.
Do you need to double check?
I think I was gonna use sword burst if it's a bonus.
No,
action.
that's an action for
Right.
sure.
Okay, then I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's gonna be your turn.
Damn, that was
Next
so
up, we come
cool.
to the blue dragon wormling. So with it
This
where it
one.
is at the moment, yeah, it's got a nice easy target. You see it just kind of unhinge the bottom of its jaw and its mouth opening wide, the center of its throat expanding out, kind of turning this bright blue, and then crackling out a 15-foot cone, hitting Esmeralda, Allura, Elith, and Casimir. I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws as a streak of lightning comes out 15 feet away.
You are within
Yeah, like
10 feet of me.
am.
Elith is not. Everybody else is.
Sorry, so everyone else gets a +2 to their saving throws.
That's alright. Do what I can.
So, dexterity saving throw.
28.
28 succeeds. You're not in there, so.
18.
Oh, yeah, right. Two of my guys, huh? Right. Oh, those are both failures. Whoa! That was a. Esmeralda had an 11, and
Esmeralda-
Casimir only had a 13.
Esmeralda tripped on her
15-foot
dice.
cone, so where?
So it's a 15-foot cone initiating on this.
Yeah.
So it goes 1, 2, 3, out to Elith. 15 feet.
Oh, okay.
So what's your dex save, Allura?
It's not a bonus.
Does it go to the doctor? No,
So
it's
18.
I have one action.
18. 18 succeeds, so you take no damage
Okay.
because of evasion.
Yeah.
You take. So this is 5d10. Ooh, that's good. 20. Damn. 36 half to 18.
What?
Casimir and Esmeralda both take 36 points of lightning damage.
Oh.
Uh,
Babies are not messing around.
Casimir does lie to us a bunch.
Okay, so
Not so bad.
Esmeralda.
We're gonna have to fucking take a short rest at some point.
Yeah, well.
Esmeralda
Now,
has.
Now he's indebted to us if we say.
Let's go to that
36.
elevator. Just lock us inside.
Well, no,
No, the elevator will go up.
Oh yeah, it's stuck upstairs.
It's not
Not
coming
coming
down.
Oh yeah, we can't even get into it.
Well, no, if we get to the bottom, we can send Rick up to change the switch.
That's true.
We don't know where the switch is.
Yes, we do. We saw it.
Rick, yeah,
We
we
saw
can.
it?
You didn't see it. Those of us who were in the elevator saw
Wait,
it.
what?
Or the
Right,
doctor
so if
and
we
I
go
did.
up
Okay.
No,
and
if we
leave Rick
stand-
down.
So,
If we stand at the bottom.
as the blue dragon opens its mouth and the stream of lightning issues forth, everybody gets caught in it. Esmeralda and Victor completely caught off guard. Victor drops to one knee and he's just like gasping for breath at the moment. He's up, but he is hurt bad. Esmeralda's still looking okay, but she's definitely taken pretty low. You guys having a little bit more hardiness than them, still going to be on the okay side. That's going to be the Blues' turn. Next up, we come to Casimir. Casimir, having basically been dropped at this point, he's engaged with that one. What is he going to do? Casimir,
Cry.
he
I look like bone.
is going to vanish from sight.
Of course.
He's going to turn
Honestly, I would
invisible.
rather have him vanish.
He is going to attempt to move, so the creature does get an attack at disadvantage because it can hear him trying to leave.
His fucking
Oh shit, that might hit. That does.
Oh no!
Wow. Yeah, an 11 and a 12 plus 7, 18. Casimir, wow, he turns invisible and drops to the ground.
Thanks for all your help,
becoming visible
Casimir.
again. And he is now unconscious on the ground at 0 hit points. Holy shit.
Yeah, fuck Cass.
Just
Drop.
remember
It's,
this.
it's
whole
all he can
sack
do.
of
He
potatoes.
was next to a creature. That's the only thing he can really do. After Casimir, we come to the white dragon.
Oh, that's right next to him.
No, that's
No, it's
right
me.
next to Les.
Yeah,
So,
but
like-
Yeah,
he's
but
you-
included
Well-
in the 15-foot cone. The white dragon at this point,
shit.
seeing all three of you, is just going to open its
We're in a
bottom
fucking
jaw.
kill box,
a
you
series
guys.
of white energy peeling
Nice.
out and frost coming out, and then forming into ice shards that scatter across. I need Elith less.
I
Casimir
wanted to keep
automatically.
away from it.
Nope, 15 feet.
1, 2.
Resistant to cold damage.
So you take half. So I need you to still roll a con save, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well.
Constitution, not dexterity.
Correct, Constitution, because it's cold. Casimir
So-
automatically fails, so that's one failed death save for him.
19.
19 succeeds.
I mean,
Nat 20, so 23.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good.
If he gets hit.
That's good. Yeah, it is.
76.
Go.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing next year.
Oh, 7.
Leaving. No.
Jack, shit. I'm gonna vanish too.
So we're definitely taking a short rest after this, right?
I think we have
I
to.
hope
Yeah,
so.
Okay.
Let's role play
So that's 8.
But yeah.
So we're done with taking
No, because
half
I'm going
hour
to use some of my spells. If
So it's 23, so you both get halved
You don't
to
recover any spells.
11.
The only person that recovers.
Pay attention to me. 11 damage. You take 5 because you're also resistant, so it's halved again.
Nice.
Casimir does take the full amount, but he's
But I-
Oh,
unconscious.
actually, hang on. With them being within 30 feet of me with the hot cinnamon, does that do anything
But that was
for them?
environmental.
No, it's you are resistant to cold damage.
All friendly creatures within
Are
30
immune to
feet.
the effects of extreme cold, not
Yeah, it's just
resistant to cold
environmental,
damage.
not
Yeah, it's not
combat.
like an ice
You
stick
are
into
resistant to
your
cold, so if you were to take cold damage, you take half. Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
sorry.
All good. So that's going to be that. White Dragon's turn. It is going to go ahead and stay exactly where it is because it's engaged with less and just starts snarling as the jaw closes. You do notice as well that the crackling blue energy does seem to have abated in the blue dragon's mouth, and same in the white. There's a little bit less frost coming out of the mouths.
They got
No, wait, this
Next
is
up is the green dragon.
Damn it.
Green dragon is going to do the same thing, but it's going to go ahead and try and hit more people. So it's going to go ahead and jump to here and jump to here. And it's going to go ahead and hit... Actually...
This is gonna eat.
No, you know what? It's going to go here. And it's going to go ahead and hit Allura, Allura, Victor, Esmeralda, and Hope. However, this is poison damage, and you are all immune to poison damage.
Yay!
Hey.
So the bottom of the jaw opens, and just a stream of green smoke begins billowing out. All of you instinctively hold your breaths, and then just go, "Ugh, smells like farts." And then you're totally fine. You take
Dragon
no
farts.
damage at all.
Sorry, I had Chipotle.
Allura, now you're up.
Love the
One dragon engaged directly
Cool.
beside you, and one ally already unconscious on the ground.
So
attack,
I
everything.
got nothing to help Casimir. So I would get sneak attack currently if I attacked this one because it's engaged with another of my allies.
Correct, yes.
Okay. I am going to stab this motherfucking
Stab that green
Stab the
thing.
green
green
one.
dragon.
All right, green one it is. Go ahead and make your attack.
What sword? What?
Yeah,
The
what
sun sword.
Yeah, okay.
So is it in, what is it to light the sun sword? Is it a bonus action? It's on the card. Remember, you have to
Oh, it
light
is
the
an
sun sword.
action.
Is it an action or is it a bonus action?
I mean, I would have ignited the sword the second I saw anything.
It's start of combat as soon as they hit the ground. And this is just your ability to react to it essentially. Is it an action to light
It
the sun
is an
sword?
action.
It's an action,
Okay.
really?
It is it's an action.
Yeah, it's no joke. It takes some time.
I will do that.
Use an action.
Yeah.
right.
What else am I supposed to do?
So you light the sun sword, and the blade brings to life in front of you. Leith, you're immediately blinded from the light of the blade beside you as well. So a little bit on the tough side for you.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, you can use a bonus action.
yeah, I thought it was a bonus action.
Yeah, bonus.
Sorry. Okay.
So it's a bonus action to light the blade.
Yeah.
There you
It's I would then use an action to like
To
up or
increase
down
or
it, yeah.
decrease. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a bonus action to light the blade, so you still have your attack action. Go make your first attack. Or your attack, I should say.
Stay hydrated, friend.
Okay, so that'll be a 20 to hit.
20 does hit. Go and roll your sneak attack damage.
3, 4, 5,
Got all of those D6s, baby.
8. These are not undead, are they?
They are not.
Okay.
They're just a bunch of bitches.
Okay.
I agree.
Oh, that's pathetic. 6.
You know, we're still proud of you. Proud of you.
I'm stressing regardless. Just
Every week I say I'm not going to stress you. And
21
half the
points
21
of
points.
radiant damage. That was so stupid. I got 2 2s and 2 1s.
Brutal. Alright, 21 points of radiant damage. Still a heavy strike as the blade starts burning through the skin. The creature not reacting the same way that undead do, but still definitely taking damage from the intensity of the light. So that's your action, your bonus action. Any movement? You got your free disengage.
Free disengage. I'm going to.
Kick it in the balls.
Move. Follow Leaf's lead.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. Right here.
Can I see again once Allura moves away?
It's 15 feet as a base, I think, right? What's the light, the sunlight of the sword? What's the distance on it?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Get sunglasses for you. That's
I
the
know.
first thing
15
we're
feet
doing.
radius. Is that enough room for...
So it needs to be 3 squares between you and Leaf.
Okay, I'll do one more. Thank you.
Put it up in the corner.
Okay.
Right
So you
behind
see
it.
immediately just
Yeah, why not? I'm just
completely
gonna go
close your eyes
literally
off to the
directly
intensity of the
behind
blade, and then you make your way over to the far corner, and you're able to now see a little bit normally, but anything in that direction is a little bit on the tough side to see.
Okay.
All right. So that's going to be your turn, Allura. Next up, we come to the Red Dragon. So
Which you've just moved behind.
you have just moved
It's a
behind
good.
that.
It's a good space to be.
Hey,
It's going to take the attack of opportunity. Allura, you can make an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
against
Get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. 3, 4, 5.
Would I get
I guess.
sneak attack on that?
No, sneak attack is only on your turn.
Oh, okay.
But you
Okay.
can still hit it, and quit it.
At least I'm pretty sure. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure. I think it's the first time you hit a creature with an attack on your turn.
Yeah. So 18.
Oh.
18.
18 to hit?
Yep.
Does hit, yeah.
Yeah. Get it.
go team. Go team Dicecream.
Oh, no. Once per turn. So, yes, you would be able to deal sneak attack to it.
Hey!
Oh my god.
Get it. Get it. Get it. Get
You
it.
want different
Once per
D6s.
round. It's not per
Yo,
turn.
what's up,
No, it's
creamers?
once per turn. You can deal an extra 1d6 damage.
So a turn is like not only my turn.
So
but...
so every time you make an attack as part of a single turn,
Creamers out.
it can get sneak attack. So if you do attack on your turn, that's
Yeah.
one. If you do an attack on someone else's turn,
Right, and
that's
the
another one.
dragon's turn.
And so it's the
Right.
dragon's turn, so you get
Right,
sneak
Yeah.
attack.
right.
Do you want different D6s?
No, I'll just use
Would you
other
like some
D6s
variety?
that I have.
Look up so many others.
Just if you wanted to put down the ones that betrayed you.
Yeah, I switched. I switched them out. So I rolled a 5, so I'll keep that. But I will roll these.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
That's much better.
Yeah.
What you got?
It's spicy.
21 points. What? It's the same. How is that the same?
Because you haven't added your modifiers.
Oh, thank you.
Bless you, Jordy.
You're welcome.
Jordy's a rule, like he's there for the rules. He's not there to kill us.
20.
He's there to like manage the world.
True
Yeah.
neutral.
If you die,
Sure.
it's your fault.
You know what? That's fair.
27 points.
27
That's
points
probably
of
the best
damage.
DM quote.
A heavy strike as the creature tries to evade, and you just kind of catch it, cut it through the back of its tail. You almost sever half of its tail off as it begins walking away rapidly to the other side, and then this time letting out a torrent of fire. And this one is going to go ahead and hit. Oh no, it's not hitting you three. It's hitting these three in the center of the room.
Oh, fuck.
I need
Nice.
Elith, Les, and Casimir. So Casimir automatically fails. He
he's on his
succeed.
last
He fails. Actually, he might die.
Oh.
Because it might be enough damage to kill him. So I need you two to
Nice.
both make dexterity saving throws, please. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. 15. Ooh, damn.
Yummy, yummy.
2.
Neither
No,
you.
sorry. 12, 27, 29.
15.
15 succeeds.
22.
22 succeeds. So it's 27 points, so it gets halved to 13 for both of you. So you take 13 points of fire damage. Casimir fails another death saving throw. He's on his last legs at this point.
Nice.
However, that is the bottom of the round for the creatures. We come back to the top of the round. Hope and Esmeralda. Who's going first?
I'm gonna let Esmeralda go first.
Okay. Esmeralda going first, seeing the creature's breath kind of converge back into their mouths and not being able to hit too hard. She's just going to go ahead and keep waylaying into the blue dragon, trying to drop this thing as quick as she can. 3 attacks. Miss, barely hits, and a hit
Barely hits
with a 17.
Noted.
And so she gets 2 hits on that, which is going to be 2d6s plus 4 plus 8, so that's 17 points of damage from her.
Because I was going to say we had the extra healing potion. We all got one.
So 2 hits from her as she just strikes into it again with the short sword, really starting to go haywire on it, but looking down at Casimir and just kind of looking at the rest of you going, and like gestures towards his now
flying
very,
to help the caucus?
very decrepit body on the ground.
Come on.
Hope you're up.
Yeah,
So we've got Leaf and a Leaf on deck.
yeah, and then how is this blue dragon looking right now?
Blue Dragon's looking pretty hurt. It's not on its deathbed, but it's definitely getting close.
Alright.
Put it there.
I'm gonna try to.
Yeah.
Alright,
believe in
I've
you.
got my greatsword, and
Greatsword?
I'm gonna try
Alright.
and fuck it up.
Yeah, go for it. Make your first attack.
Straight from
Smack it.
That's a 21.
21 hits.
Hey, Tiamat says, fuck yourself.
And so that'll be 2d6.
Plus your bonus.
That is a 13.
13 points of damage. All right, heavy strike, kind of cleaving halfway through the shoulder. It's definitely starting to wobble at this point. Second attack.
Yeah. Try and fuck it up. That is a 19 to
19
hit.
hits as well. Damage on that one.
Eat
Eat.
it up.
That is a 13 to hit.
13
13
damage.
damage.
13 points of damage. So that one, just a heavy cleave into one side. It gets halfway through the shoulder, and you just kind of pull it right back out and go back for the shoulder again, sever the arm straight off, and the creature just... And then the blood starts to trail out of the mouth as it falls to the ground. 0 hit points.
Done.
All right,
The dust.
one down. So, Hope, that is your action. You've got your movement and your bonus left.
Yeah, movement, I'm gonna... Where am I gonna go? Sorry, I actually have to...
No,
I
yeah,
have
you gotta be
see.
over top.
Oh, that's cool.
You do you.
It's the reason why we got the 3D.
It's the coolest thing that you just like. You're like, oh, I just gotta make this real quick. And it's
Yeah, just give me like 10 minutes. I gotta quickly make the map.
cool as hell.
Alright, I'm gonna move, so I'm next to the red dragon.
All right, moving into combat within Red Dragon.
Helped Casimir?
It's happening. It's
happening.
coming.
Okay, okay.
It's happening.
Okay.
I'm moving here.
We're
Okay,
talking.
you got a bonus action left. Anything you want to do with that?
Casimir's story. It's not really that interesting.
Yeah, it's deeply not.
Who has a better story than Casimir and Broken?
Oh my god.
Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, punished
Literally
Jansen.
everyone.
And his hand is broken on his mini,
Yeah,
so it's,
Jensen.
it works.
No.
No? All right, that's going to be your turn. After you, we come to Leaf and a Leaf. Who's going first?
Sure. So I'm going to cast Healing Word
Healing Word?
at first level.
Okay.
Just res. We'll cast.
Okay. Roll the damage on that one.
Damage?
Yeah.
Reverse damage.
Okay, because honestly, part of me, I freaked there because I'm like, fuck, is he undead or some shit? Like, oh.
God,
Oh,
what are they?
look, you already put
Oops,
your
I
stickers
tried to
on
heal
there.
you to
Oops.
death.
That's 1 point of healing with, it's like, where are we at?
He's back. He's on his
14. Or sorry, 13.
13 points?
Yep.
Damn, nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good though.
Casimir, a lot of the
13 off the
necrotic
wall.
wounds start to heal a little
I'm
bit.
a healer.
Skin starting to regrow across his body, and then it just kind of stops and then starts to fade away again, but he is now breathing again.
Okay, cool.
He's still prone though, yeah.
He's still prone, yeah.
Sorry, and I can cast cantrips. Right?
And cantrips is an action, yeah.
Sweet, then I'll pivot to the red dragon.
Red dragon?
Red dragon.
Toll the dead, and he
Oh!
has taken damage. What's the save?
19.
Wisdom?
Oh, fuck, it's... God damn it, every time I have to look it up. Someone riff! Oh, luckily it's one of the things that...
I think it's
oh,
wisdom.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure.
didn't
But
have a
Rift,
riff.
and this is a Rift.
Oh, yeah, it's a wisdom saving.
Wisdom
Okay.
save? Okay.
So, like,
No, that is a 4.
Okay, cool, so it's 2d12.
2d12 damage.
Yeah,
D12?
sorry, can
Yeah.
you
There you go.
The gigantic variance. Definitely.
I got him.
I don't use them.
Okay, cool,
This
so
is a
that's...
D12,
oh,
right?
and
Yeah.
then...
It's the one that looks like a D20, but it's
Yeah.
smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, I took them out of my pack.
think it's just the
'cause I
damage
don't
on that.
use it.
Okay,
You
so,
don't
sorry,
use
that's
them,
10...
I'm
Wait,
surprised.
I add spell attack...
No, not to
Okay,
this.
Okay, just 10.
Just 10?
Yeah.
Alright, 10 points of damage. As a heavy gong rings beside the head, and one of the horns just kind of cracks a little bit. It's definitely
can I
looking
say
pretty
it's,
rough.
It's that, like, bass boosted...
Yeah. All the cuckoo bird goes around his head.
Oh my god, just like a Christopher Nolan film.
An air horn goes off in the back.
Oh.
No. Okay,
Alright.
and, yeah, that's...
Okay.
So that's your action bonus. You got your move if you want to go anywhere?
No, I'm good. I think I'm Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, Elite, you're up.
Put this lad.
Okay.
Oh no, he has to.
Doctor, unless you're on deck.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Okay,
Just
so
put this lad right up
I,
here.
being next to these two dragons, I'm gonna actually pull out the Frostblade and my shield, upping my
Okay.
AC just to, you know,
Right.
not like try to fire it.
So you
or
toss the bow
right
to
in
the
their
side and
noses.
quickly
Yeah.
draw your other weapons.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Fire dragon, Frostblade.
Fire Dragon Frostblade. Go for it.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew.
It's just like Pokemon.
You got your Frostblade and my Fire Dragon.
Yeah. 23.
23 hits.
We love temper.
Damage on that.
You got your Fire Dragon on my Frostblade.
What's going on over
Well,
here?
that fucking
Flavor
sucks.
combination. MVP.
6 points of frost damage.
Plus.
6 points of
Cold
frost
damage.
damage?
Cold
Cold
damage.
damage.
Is
Okay.
that
I
plus all
rolled
your
a
shit?
1.
Ooh, yikes.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 points.
You just clipped his nails.
It's definitely looking hurt. The blossom goes across the center of the chest. So that's your first attack.
Yeah, I'll go again.
Okay, second one.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be 24.
24 hits. Damage on that.
Again.
Did anyone see the thing that Madagascar and
That's better. That's
Tropic Thunder just
11
the same?
points.
11
I
points?
did
Oh,
see
yeah.
that.
All right. Second one, you find exactly the same spot, dead center of the chest, and you just thrust the blade as deep as you possibly can in there, and the crystal's forming across. It barely is hanging on, kind of really just teetering from side to side, but still up.
Okay. Those are my 2 attacks, so I don't have.
That's okay.
I only get 3 on the
got
first round.
Still good?
But can I kind of? I guess I probably can't do anything, but I would have sort of like squared myself across to try and like protect Casimir from any damage with my shield in front of me.
Sure. That's easy enough. You kind of interpose yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Block it.
That's going to be your turn. Doctor and Les, who's going first?
I'll take first.
Yeah, go for
Okay.
it.
I'm gonna drop a blast into the fire baby.
Okay, go for it. Make your first attack.
All right. Let's kill a child. Okay.
Let's kill a baby dragon.
That's a 22.
22 hits.
We're
Damage on that one.
freeing it from this mortal plane.
Ooh, that's not great, but it's something. That's a 6.
6. All right. It kind of turns its head off to the side with the Leaf attacking it, and you just find it on the other side. Catch it on the side of the jaw, and the head just spins 180 as it falls to the ground. Its head,
You
its
rung
neck
its
snapped.
bell.
Bye, friend.
That one is gone.
I get my full 10 hit points. I'm gonna suck the life out of it. Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Suck that
Second
one.
one is dropped.
I saw an
You
ad
got
on
your
Facebook.
second
about
attack.
that.
Sorry,
Okay.
I actually shivered.
He's got this
That-
little frosty
With
dragon.
that stack, because you just had, you
He's
just
got
killed
temp-
something,
Temperate.
though?
Yeah, but I also lost some because of psychic dams.
You can go back up to the
So
maximum.
I'm back up to my max for
Yeah.
attempts.
And like hero's face
Tams.
doesn't count.
Right, and I knew that,
Jordy?
and that clarified
Yes,
that
sir.
last time.
Which
that I
one?
was-
Which
Yeah,
little
it's already
baby
done
is
the
looking
same thing,
more
so.
like it could be a candidate for some?
They're both pretty similar. They both only have taken 1 hit at this point.
Oh,
They're
that's
looking pretty
totally
healthy. So it's
I
up to
got him a
you.
couple times. But
Pick the color you hate the most.
White then, absolutely. As the only person of color
Valid.
at the table. Absolutely.
Murder
So,
them like
Valid.
Go
babies.
ahead and make your second
we are
attack against the
pretty
White
free
Dragon.
upstream, if you know what I mean.
That's a 20, unnatural.
20 hits.
Nice.
Damage on
Vanilla
that.
ice cream.
Tag team, Doc and Les
No, come
together
back.
again.
Said not.
Let's not.
Yes.
I was gonna say.
That is a.
I wrote the document.
You might mistake us and think we're
7.
vanilla.
7
But
points.
it's something.
All right. Everybody helps.
We're not.
Turning from that one, you immediately switch to the other side. Just fire a secondary blast.
Crap.
Impacts against the side. Definitely impacting, but not doing quite as much as you normally would expect it to do.
Well, you know, life.
All right. That's going to be your
C'est
turn.
la vie.
Les, you're up.
Alright, so after it blasted that frost blast in my face, I'm just gonna like stand firm and just kind of take it. And I was going, rah! I'm just gonna go back to it, do the Brendan Fraser mummy thing, and go, rah! Back in its own face.
All right.
And then stab it with a trident.
Make 2 attacks. Go
Les
for
is
it.
stacked with his movie
Oh, no.
quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
that's
it's
good
gonna
to say.
be
You got
13.
blasted in the face
13?
by a
Yeah, that
dragon.
misses.
It's a dinosaur.
Yeah, they're dinosaurs.
Oh,
14.
14?
Miss
14
both.
also misses. You just kind of, brah! And then stab on both sides of it, kind of expecting it to move into you. It just stays perfectly still.
Hey, well,
and you just
now-
go, duk, duk,
Look,
and
I
impact
feel
against
really
the ground.
special that Bless does make a difference.
Huh?
Wait,
It makes a big
is anything
difference.
blessed?
No one's
Oh, okay. I
No,
was
no
like,
one's
shoot.
blessed, but there's a lot of misses.
He's saving.
I'm
So-
playing tight to the chest right now. What can I
Yep.
say?
Yeah, no,
We
that's
got it.
good.
Yeah, dinosaurs from Costco, the lifetime supply. Exactly. It's like a 1.2 kilo bag, and it's like $6.
I'm pretty sure I
It's
used
great.
to get these at my barber when I was
All right,
like
Les,
5.
that's your turn. We would come to the blue dragon, but it's dead. Casimir is back and alive again, so he's going to go ahead and use half his movement to
Hey,
stand up.
Casimir, do something.
Thank you. And then he's just going to go, and he's just going to turn to the side to the white dragon. He's going to fire off a quick firebolt at it.
He is out of range of both of their breath attacks right now, so.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to make sure that he can hit first, and then
fine.
he'll be able to... Oh, he's going to back into a corner, don't worry.
Yeah.
He's going to cast a firebolt, which misses. That's yeah, it's a 9. You rolled a natural 3.
Casimir, you want to go keep this
Yeah,
corner?
I was
And he
listening
just kind of
away
like-
from this dragon behind me, so.
I just almost died.
I'm sorry, my friends. And he just turns and he starts to just make his way back down the hallway away from the fight, try to get as far away as he
to do
can.
right now.
Of course,
Your
yeah.
reliability.
Next up...
Oh, he could only move 15, right?
Yeah, he can only move 3
10,
squares.
15, okay.
Alright, next up we come to the white dragon. The white dragon is going to get its breath weapon back.
The white is?
Yep.
Fuck me.
So,
Take it easy.
where it is, seeing you being engaged with the green, it sees a pretty juicy set of 3 targets, but it have to bunch of people. No, it's gonna just stay where it is. It's gonna go ahead and just use its breath weapon against Aleth and Les again. I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Yeah, you got
You're within 10 feet of
Fuck
me,
yeah,
though.
thanks. So it's 2, right?
Yeah.
Lester,
My
how
con
do
is
you-
not the greatest.
You
So
got this, Lester.
that's good. Oh, definitely making it. Sorry. That's okay. It is what it is.
Okay, con save.
25
26. On a con save?
plus 6.
Alright, yeah.
8.
8 fails. Alright. So Les. Oops, that was
And I got resistance to cold damage.
that's a 16. Oh, damn, good damage. 30, okay,
Alright,
so it's
well-
31 points of cold damage.
Okay.
You take 15, reduce again to 7. So you take 7 points of cold
I'm
damage.
not-
Hallelujah.
You're not
So
good.
hot, you guys.
It's all good. We,
I admit. I'm very injured.
you know who else?
And it's just going to stand firm directly in front of Les, just the breath freezing out to both of you again. The green dragon directly on the other side of you, seeing nobody even cared about the fact that it used its breath weapon, it's not even going to bother again,
Classic.
even though it got it back. So it's going to go ahead and just make a series of strikes against you. Aleth, this is going to be, I believe, 2 attacks.
But you have your sword out, don't Sorry, your shield out?
I do have my shield, so at least my armor class gets bumped up a little bit.
No, it's 1 attack. So it's 1 attack against you.
Nice.
This is going to be,
3 to hit.
that is a 23.
Oh, there you go.
23 hits. Okay, so you take...
It's all good. If you drop, we can.
Yeah.
You'll be back before.
Yeah.
You'll be up before
We'll
you're.
save you before we'll save Cashmere. Piece of shit.
Not to meta game, but
Yeah.
we
Okay.
see.
Yeah,
So
Back
you,
up character.
you take 9 points of piercing damage
Uh-huh.
and 5 points of fire damage.
I'm out.
Oh, sorry, 5 points of... Oh, wait. No, it's green, so it's poison, so it's just the 9.
Yeah, I'm out.
You're
Oh,
out?
just no 9. I'm okay.
9.
Well, I'm barely still up.
No.
Yeah, because you're immune to the poison
I-
damage, but you do take the
I've
9 points
missed
of
2 attacks.
piercing
No,
damage
he's
as the
dead.
What?
spike
Almost
clamps
dead.
down on you,
Sounding.
and a series of the green drips in.
Did the breath weapon.
Alright, so that's that. Allura, you're up.
We're good.
Yeah, we're alright.
It's okay.
Okay.
Do what you gotta do.
Is it like, will me coming close to you put you over the edge, or is
won't
it better that
injure
I?
me? But I would say if you're gonna do one of them, this one, its breath attack doesn't do anything, so it's just
This
striking.
one's soon.
So get
Okay,
this one
yeah, okay.
instead.
That's what I was going to do, but if I was going to try to help you if
No,
you
it's
needed
fine.
it. Okay, so
We'll figure it out.
15, 20, 25,
Get
30.
I feel like a leaf trusts us enough now
Yeah.
to. I would
Oh my
Really,
gosh.
as a
That
medic-
I've died
so
once
I was
already.
gonna say as a.
So-
I'm not gonna heal you unless you go
Da-da-da.
down,
Yeah,
just
that's
to
okay.
keep the.
No, it's fine.
Okay, just
I think we should focus on killing these things first and then recouping.
Do murder.
Yeah.
So
Crime,
that'll
crime,
be a
crime.
natural 20.
20
I believe.
hits?
We're not
Yeah.
murder hobos though.
So
Sneaky,
and I
sneaky.
get
Murder
sneaky
vagabond.
attacks.
You do
Yeah.
get sneaky attacks.
D sneaky tax.
It is. Sneak,
We're
sneak.
killing scoundrels.
Sneak them tax.
That's right.
I was gonna say that's actually kind of a
Sneaky.
sneak tax. Like you just
Tic Tacs.
throw tax at
Oh,
Deadly
them.
and
Tic
I
Tacs.
get a
No, just
D8
dude,
too.
like poster tax.
Oh,
Sneak
fuck.
tax.
Or a cartoon
It's like
tax that has
Aphrodite
ninja
comes.
armor on it.
Yeah.
Tax
Sneaking
squad.
around. Like
I'm
a cat
trying
boogie.
Squad.
I mean, I genuinely.
Are you behind on your payments to
Rolling so
Ravenloft?
poorly.
It's not really
Are you
easy.
finding issues?
It's okay, this is the
Making
end.
ends
Get it
Okay,
out.
so got
Sneaky tax.
It has Micah in it.
18, 24 points of damage.
24 points.
Yeah.
Nice heavy impact.
Is it Still
Okay.
standing.
Still definitely standing, looking hurt, but definitely not on its death's door.
Okay,
Not yet.
and then I'm going to take a crossbow shot at the green dragon here.
The green one? All right, go
yeah.
ahead and make your crossbow shot.
Pew,
crap.
fucking pew.
That'll be a 23.
23 hits.
10 points of damage.
10
Sorry,
points?
8 points of damage.
8
sorry,
points of damage.
so sorry.
Nope, no worries. 8 points of damage. So running up, striking the sunblade, kind of cutting it across the neck. A huge amount of blood starting to spill out on the ground. Definitely looking hurt on the white dragon. You pull to the side, fire a shot, sinks into the left side of the neck on the other one. Still both standing, but the white definitely is starting to looking pretty hurt. All right, that's going to be your turn. Red dragon is dead. Top of the round, Hope and Esmeralda. Who's going first?
Murder some baby dragons.
I mean,
I'm gonna go first,
They will
get
and
reborn as
I'm going
chromatics.
to
Yeah.
go up to the green dragon.
It's actually larger
Yep.
I'm right next to there.
than the Death Reaper, so
Swing, swing, swing.
Go for
with
it.
my
Make your 2
great-
attacks.
I
great
just picture
sword.
you coming up and like bonking it on the head. Sleep now.
Boom.
Go to bed, baby.
Yeah.
Bad
Go
dragon.
to sleep, go 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 to sleep.
That is a 17.
17 just hits.
Hey. Get it.
Meat
Get
or
it,
beat?
get it. Need to get it.
That is. That is a 15.
15 points of damage.
Yeah.
Nice. Solid heavy hit. Second attack.
Swollen.
I rolled the 17 again.
Alright, 17 hits again. Damage on that.
I wonder if I'll get the exact same score again.
15 is pretty good.
That's an 11.
11 points. Alright, still 2 heavy swings. Definitely looking hurt at this point. Just cleaving through one of the wings now, kind of hanging loose off of the body. It's kind of trailing behind it. Definitely not able to fly much anymore.
fly now?
Nicely done. That's your
They
turn?
fly now.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Esmeralda, with where she is, seeing how damaged the green one is looking, she's going to go in and try to finish it off. She's going to go make 3 attacks against that one.
Finish it off.
finish you.
Get it.
Oh yeah. 18 hits, 11 misses, but a natural
Finish it off
20
so well.
as
A
well.
nat 20?
A nat 20 for her? Yep.
Yeah.
Only one
So
of
she's
this
going to get
session.
full damage.
So,
I'm on a nat 20. It wasn't
not bad.
freaking important.
Oh, there you go.
12 plus 8 is 20, and it has 18 hit points. She comes in and just makes all 3 strikes, and the third one just pierces under the center of the jaw and just slowly pushes the blade up through the top of the head, and then rips it back down out of the bottom. The green dragon falling to the ground, a carcass. Alrighty,
Out time.
that is her turn. Leaf and a leaf. Who's going first?
Can I pew? I want to pew.
Go for it.
So good.
I want
Pew
I
so
want to
good.
kill the fuck out of this cold
Cold
dragon.
son
it
of
up.
a bitch.
So I pick up the bow.
Yep.
Put everything else away.
Drop everything to the
Yeah.
side, pull up the bow, knock an arrow.
Exactly.
fuck it up.
You can knock that arrow.
Oh, yeah?
17.
17 just hits.
Fuck yeah.
666.
Fuck ah. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
9
Fucking
points
yeah.
of damage.
9 points?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Definitely looking hurt.
And 20. Unnatural.
20 hits.
Put the anime power in this one.
Damn it.
I
did
have
not.
the power of God
6
and
points of
anime.
damage.
6 points?
Yeah.
Alright, 6 points of damage. Slowly getting whittled down. The arrow's now sticking out of it. All the gash is starting to affect it.
Yeah.
Its
God
movement is
damn
starting
it.
to stagger a little as it's trying to hold itself up.
Yeah.
Ace
And I'm
Ventura.
gonna just sort of like
Second
gather my belongings and step a couple steps back.
Okay. Also, you can use your bonus action to kind of grab everything.
Yeah,
So you
thank
get
you.
back in your pack. Alright. That'll be your turn. Leaf, you're
Yeah,
up.
I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on.
Toll the Dead. It's a wisdom saving throw. That is a 14.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's
So that is a failure.
Get it.
D12.
There you go.
Oh,
2d12s.
sorry. I was just excited.
What? That's 5 points of damage.
Oh,
Damage.
2d12.
A 1 and a 4.
That's the problem with d12s. Like 24, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as this one, the gong not as resounding as it
More
just kind of
of a-
like hits the horn a little and just kind of burn, and
like
it
a
just
clown
gets
horn.
knocked off its step, but still standing, bleeding heavily, but almost Almost down, but not quite there. Next up, we come to Doctor and Les. Who's going first?
It's your turn.
Yeah, I'll take it. Bang bang.
Les is doing it. Our Doctor's doing it. Go for it. Make your attacks.
Bang it.
That's a 29 for the
29
Yeah.
hits. Second, just roll the second one as well,
Yeah.
just to make sure.
That's a 28.
Yeah, that'll do it. You take your 2 shots and kind of just Kamehameha the 2 of them.
Yeah.
And just fire the blast, and they combine and kind of swirl around each other, blow a hole straight through the center of its back.
Good.
And that's going to
Person
immediately eliminate that one. So we're effectively wrapped up here.
Aw. That one counts as mine!
Dust
No.
settle, Strahd.
Yes.
Is there anything... One of my favorite enemies
Is the Dust Elf.
beasts.
Oh.
Okay.
Is there
Dragons
anything,
are not
like-
considered beasts.
They're not, damn it.
No.
I thought they would have been. Well,
Beasts
they're
are more
like
natural
wormlings.
beasts. Dragons are their own creature type. Dragon.
Okay, well, even without that, is there anything that I or any of us would know is valuable to harvest off of these creatures before we move away from them?
I would say, given the amount of time that you've spent in markets, just in general, dragon claws, dragon teeth are usually pretty high-priced items. Dragon hide, specifically long strips of leather, essentially, that can be very highly sought after. The issue here is that these creatures are not the biggest,
Yeah.
and the hide hasn't fully developed yet.
Okay.
Normally, it's used to
Squirrel.
make armor, and this kind of wouldn't even really serve that purpose.
Okay.
But
teeth and claws
teeth,
would be
teeth
good.
and claws, you know, they're worth a couple of bucks. Nothing really over the top by any stretch, but it's worth a little bit of change.
Do we want to come back for it?
Yeah, maybe we don't need to spend time doing this.
Yeah.
To harvest a corpse takes about 10 minutes per corpse, so it's up to you.
Ugh.
It's fine. I mean, we have enough money to go back to the Sword Coast right
Yeah,
now.
we're fine.
So
Get the
it's
fuck
more than I
outta
wanted
here.
to do it out of spite.
So these are the front doors.
Correct. So those are the
This
front
is
doors
where
that
we
lead
came
outside.
from.
So I'll outline this.
Yeah.
So these are the front doors that lead outside. This is a door that you haven't been through yet. This is a massive staircase going up. This is the staircase that also goes up, the little one, and then this, is an actual doorway. And that's why I just
Right, that's
wanted to
the
have something
hidden
there.
one.
No, this is the one that wasn't hidden. This was the one with the organ music coming out of it.
This is where we want to go down. We originally wanted to go down.
Where do we know? We know where
So
we're going. Which one are we?
So you know that to get back to where you were, you have to go back outside, around the side of the keep,
Right.
and then back down the big staircase that you came through originally. You don't know where this goes, you don't know where that goes, and you don't know where this goes.
Which is the large set of doors in this foyer that when we came through when we were first kidnapped, we heard the spawn coming from. It's this one?
No. So what you had is that you were deposited essentially out here.
No. I mean when we were first escaping from the castle.
Yeah.
We came through this foyer. Okay.
No, you didn't come through this foyer.
Oh, I thought we did, sorry.
There was a secret door that you passed by that would have popped you out right about here. You looked at these doors, opened them, and heard
Okay.
the spawn in this area, but
Okay.
you never actually went into this area.
Right, yeah.
Otherwise,
Alright,
you would have died to wormlings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We definitely would have
Well,
died.
we're probably just gonna go the way that we know, right?
So there's the way that you know. There's 2 directions, one going up and one through a door that you don't know, and one that leads to organ music.
I mean, it's probably not a
Organ
bad
music,
idea
door we don't know, correct?
Correct. And then
Okay.
staircases on the far side away from me.
It's not a bad idea to hold up some,
Staircase
Yeah.
is going
See if we
up.
can find a room that'll.
like an organ room. Do a quick murder in there.
I'm
I don't know
not
if we can
feeling
do
very
it
well, just so you all know, and
Yeah.
until we get somewhere where I can sort of rest up for a little while, I'm feeling quite vulnerable, and I don't really want to burn any
Do you want to
spells.
backtrack
I'd
to find a
cast a-
safer
Can
room?
we go to the carriage where the carriage was? Can we hold up in there for an hour?
But I don't think we
It's
can.
not
we
really
can-
covered. There's nothing really to.
Well, no, there's like room in the. We can hide out.
You can hide in there.
And in the
Carriage could fit
garage.
about 6 people.
Yeah, and there's like garage space.
But we can't get outside from here.
You do also have your wagon out beside that
We
carriage
can
house
practice
too.
our band.
Right, but then we
stuff.
have to get back in all over again.
Yeah.
Through the.
I agree.
I'm not sure. I mean,
Do
I
you
would
wanna
almost
try
rather
one of
us
these?
just try and find somewhere else within the castle to try and get down.
Yeah.
First point of order, we have 1 extra healing potion from the 6 that we took. I'm gonna give that to Casimir if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, you chug it.
Yeah.
And so I just go to Casimir, who's not looking very well either, and I just hand him this and say, well, I think probably you should have this in case of emergencies.
And he just kind of. Is this considered an emergency?
I mean, you're not looking very, very well, so I'd say yes, but we are going to rest up for a little while in a minute here.
If we are going to take a rest, I will.
I'd say hold on to it for now, but if we run into anything dangerous, just chug that right away.
I definitely will do just that.
Bottoms up.
16
And he just kind of, you see him just hide it in, with the rest of his components.
I turned to the dog and said, it wasn't looking that good to begin with.
Okay, I'd like to go over
Okay.
to this door and listen at this door.
Listen at the door on the other side.
Yeah, not the one that we can hear the organ music coming from, because we can already hear that. I'd like to listen at this door.
Sure thing. Listening at that door. Go and make a perception check.
6.
6.
Can I go join
I'll say
her and
sure.
help?
It would be the two of you able to do that. You typically do things as a pair.
You're
So.
on guidance.
Let's do.
All right, so
Yeah,
you're
we're
guidance.
the like vanguards of perception things. Okay.
I'm not very perceptive. I'm really good at looking for stuff, but not necessarily
I
perceiving
got a plus
stuff.
3 to perception.
No, you're
20.
You're good at looking at stuff. You're not
I have
good at
plus
looking
7.
for stuff.
So,
Perception is 4, and investigation is at. You know it's already there, and you're figuring out what it is.
Oh.
That's the way that
okay.
it's usually. Sorry, what did you say?
22.
22. Okay. You press your ear up against it, kind of get as low as you can down underneath. The sun sword now extinguished, so your eyes adjusting to the darkness again. No movement. No sound. You kind of place your hand on the door a little bit. You feel like there's a slight, like...
Is it a movement or like a vibration? That
vibration
I kind of
that's coming through, but it's like a staggered every couple of seconds. You just hear 2 quick vibrations.
feel? All right.
And you kind of feel it against the door, and then you kind of put your hand onto the side of the wall, and it's on the wall as well.
Can I?
I'll share that with the party.
Yeah, can
Well,
I
I don't
do
know if we want to go this way. There's something rumbling in there.
Can I do a perception check?
Sure.
Or
Now
would
that
you-
you've heard that, yeah, I'll let you do perception
Can I
check.
assist?
Sure. It can be the two of you separately because you're both
Yeah.
Okay.
listening for it.
While they're doing that, I'm going to go listen to the other door at the organ music and just see if I can sort of hear or
Oh, that's
see
not
anything
bad.
else through the cracks
Sure.
once this is done.
Just for clarification, divine sense is only what I can see.
Correct.
But I can tell if something's
Which, yeah.
desecrated. But
Yes.
I feel like this
Yes, you
entire
got it.
castle is going to be desecrated.
There's a chance. Sure.
I think what I'm
Valid.
Sorry,
I got a
perception.
12. You got a 19.
19.
19?
And sorry, can I specifically? You said the patterns. There's a rhythm to it.
Yeah, there seems to be like a consistent rhythm. It's like 2, and then a pause for a second or 2, and then.
Ooh, is it a big? Oh, big things in there. Oh my goodness.
But you kind of like
Wouldn't that-
hearing that from Elith, and then kind of pressing your hand against the door. When you press your hand against the door, you feel it in your hand, but taking your hand away, you don't hear it anywhere. And you kind of put your hand onto the wall beside it, and it's there. And you slowly make your way around the room, both of you, and it's kind of in all the walls.
Dude, the castle's a living creature.
Oh!
Jordy
Tell me you
does
didn't
not
just
deny
yell
or
like that
confirm.
in this room.
I actually know it's definitely a god emperor thing. Like
Yeah, it's straight up. The castle is.
I'm
So,
picturing it.
you were listening at the
It's
organ
like
door?
Sex and the City.
Go and make a
Ravenloft
perception
is
check at the
fifth
organ door.
character.
Okay.
There's no way out of this room
Am I
because it's
guided for this
outside,
one
right?
too?
We're in like the middle of the house.
You're on the ground floor of the house. So there's the main door which leads outside. There's the door that leads further in. You have no idea what's there. And you got a gigantic staircase up on your left. 21. The organ music is a lot louder. It's definitely coming from this from behind this door. There is a lot of light, and you kind of get a little bit on the low side, and you just kind of smell and listen to everything. Something smells good. There's some food on the other side of that. Roasted succulent meats, vegetables. You get hints of rosemary, of thyme. There's something that smells really good on the other side of that door.
But that staircase doesn't lead back to the kitchen in the room that we lifted off in an elevator.
This is a door, not a staircase.
Right, but that...
No, it doesn't. The only way to get back down to where you know, based on the direction that you guys went, is you had to come out the side door that you originally entered in,
Outside.
around to the front, and then you went upstairs. So to do that, you have to go all the way back around to the side, and then you can go back down to where you first saw Cyrus.
Yeah, because if we make our way down to the kitchen, that's probably just like a cook in there. And those are pretty easily killed.
There was, like,
Cyrus was the cook.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
So...
He's
we
the
know-
caretaker
We know
of
there's
the
an
house.
empty room in
This
there.
is very suspicious. Like, I mean, what? In a vampire's castle, why would they have need for a sumptuous meal or anything like that?
What's the
For the
fucking
guests.
wall?
You said
Where's
you
the wall
sense
hurt
light.
me?
There was light under the door, there were delicious cooking smells, and then the organ was super loud.
Well, maybe. we
I'm
could-
suspicious of, again, a vampire having a room with light in here. I feel like this feels like a trap room.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like a lot of
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
rare.
mean, I think we have to be careful no matter what, but I'd say right now, if you don't mind, I'd kind of like to travel in the middle of whatever group we have to swim. Not super well known.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's light, was it natural light, or did we just, is it light?
Can I tell if it was candlelight or natural light?
I'll say with that perception check, you can tell it was probably candle torchlight.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a flickering to it that it's
Right.
a pretty natural.
I mean, it was
looking
the
thing.
light of a flame. I couldn't tell you exactly what.
I mean, I think maybe our best bet is to check out this organ room. I know it feels trappy, but
I think that over the vibrating door certainly.
well,
But
the entire place
You do
is
notice as
vibrating.
well, making your way across, kind of putting your hand on the walls, the vibration does seem to dim the further away from that door you get.
Can
Oh,
I
this
tell
door?
Yeah.
Okay.
if there's any hidden doors?
Make a
or
perception
anything in
check.
this room? I'm gonna assume I have guidance for this as well.
It's got a heart.
Yeah, there's enough time around looking for stuff.
Oof.
Perception?
Perception, yeah.
18.
18.
Oh,
Looking around,
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking too.
everything's pretty clear. The one thing that you noticed before, but just as a reminder, there was a next to the hallway and kind of across from the door, there is a set of plate armor, oiled and glistening, that's standing at attention in a shallow alcove. It's a very, very nice, fine set of full plate armor, but that's about it. Everything else is, walls are nice and clean, no indentations, no markings where things would normally slide. Just appears to be the door with the music.
Is there a keyhole in this door?
No.
This door.
No, the door with the
The vibrating.
Oh, with the vibrating? No.
Should we sure
Yeah, none of the doors have keyholes of any kind.
So, real quick, Leaf and I were just chatting over here. Just having a good time, guys being pals. And it seems like if this is a thump 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 thump, what does that remind everyone of? Me? A heart. That's what it reminds me of. So, I'm thinking, if this is a castle, and this is, we're feeling this in the walls, it's entirely possible that there may be a beating heart of Ravenloft, one might say. I might be totally shrooming. Who knows? I've been hanging out with Leaf. He's been telling me some mushroom stories.
It's been wild.
It's been great time. And maybe I'm thinking a little too fun guy over here.
There's
Yeah.
Waka waka.
something-
There's something
I don't know.
real loud, and if we find this something beating real loud and we kill it real good, that might do a damage on old.
But none of us are
Did it
really.
sound like a
or
heart to
Flappo.
me?
Not dissimilar.
Okay.
Definitely not something that you would expect to feel in the
I'm
walls.
thinking it's like
That's
a
kind of
giant-
what
I
threw you
want
originally,
giant-
but
giant vampire.
See, giant vampire would be dope.
And then we're all dead.
Well, that's just a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Is there chimney
it's
nearby?
apparently somebody's just got a chimney or something.
I think somebody's Palo Santoing
Cool.
in their building.
So
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't know
just
who it
that's
is,
just
but they
my
do.
thought, just kind of thinking out loud.
There's
But
something-
if this becomes a giant monster, a leaf and a bunch of people are hurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
We
No,
haven't
no.
had
This seems to be a
any-
thing that we should think about.
Oh, don't
Not-
get me
Yeah.
wrong. This is a thing to think about. This isn't a thing we need to surmount right now. This isn't an urgent thing. This could be a 2-3 hours
Put a
away
pin in it.
thing.
Yeah,
stick
I
a-
just
put
we
it on
haven't
the
had
old
any
back
sort of
burner,
like
put it on simmer.
intel. Excuse me.
You're
Well,
welcome.
speaking of
You're
intel
welcome.
and sneaking around, maybe one of you could sneak down those stairs. Just
I'm
see.
not going anywhere right now.
I'm gonna okay.
If I were to put a number on it, I'd be at 5 hit points.
Maybe if
okay.
one person then could
Okay.
sneak down there.
Well, no, because we
Guys,
could be getting
see-
into something.
Hey, real quick, can I send Rick down the stairs?
there are no stairs going down.
No.
Oh, what's the down you're
They're
talking
both going up. There's up and then there's up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one.
Oh.
You want
It's
to
a
send
door.
Rick into.
Oh, I thought it was stairs going down.
No, it's a. It's why there's a.
Oh,
That's why there's the
okay.
door
Listening
there.
at the
Yeah.
door.
So you're listening at the door. You see all the light
I'm
on the
back,
other side.
guys. I'm back. Okay. Here's okay. Maybe let's make a choice.
Why don't we just go back to? Okay, we know where we're going if we go inside. Everywhere else is inherently a risk.
We could also pop back up to the lavish bed chambers.
That took us a long time to get up there, and
You're traveling over 120 feet up, so it's not a short amount of time to traverse that.
And just knowing, like, so it would be closer to go back to where that guest room that we hung out in.
Well, that was
where-
upstairs.
The book. Sorry, I'm calling it the guest room. The guest book room. The room with that
Yeah.
book.
right, the
Well,
back entrance.
Back entry.
But we do
Sign
know
in
that
room.
going outside
Right.
and around, it's the path that we know. Like, we know how to get there. We know what's waiting for us. We know what not waiting for us, but we know that that's the one route that we know how to get to where we're going.
Hope,
Everything else is a gamble.
Hope you have a connection with Cinnamon at this distance.
Yeah, you would.
Would they be able to, like, I can't quite recall. Can they, like, sort of scout in any, like, They let you
I
know if
can-
there's anything out here?
I can communicate with them, but they can't communicate with me.
Correct. You can give them telepathic communication instructions. So, like, you could have Cinnamon move around, but they can't respond in it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
sure.
yeah.
You'd be
it's,
like,
it's
nay
not
twice if you see something.
Yeah, but you're inside, you wouldn't hear it.
Okay, should we, true? Oh, I think the longer we wait here,
The more risk we
we're
are.
not getting any younger.
I think we should go the way that we
Go
know.
the way that we know it.
That's me. That's my vote.
I agree with that.
I
Okay.
have no strong feelings one way or the other, except let's stab a castle.
If we do go back the way we do, and we know that Cyrus was in the kitchen, and that Cyrus was the cook, as well as the caretaker, in theory, the kitchen should be empty.
That's what I've been.
That's right.
The only thing I'll say against that, I'm not really too much one way or the other. It's all fucking dangerous. But if the kitchen is like a servant's quarters, it's very unlikely we're going to get down to where we need to go to confront Strahd or to the crypts through essentially a servant's entrance. If the only way it connects to this sort of area is through the outside, so we'll have to traverse outside.
Just because it's been a week, so a bit of a reminder. On the other side of the hallway with the elevator, there was a staircase going down.
Going
Right.
down that.
And we
That
know
would,
we
that
were wanted to
originally
go
was what
down.
you were all trying to get to.
Yeah.
Cyrus
That
was
Yeah.
then
not
the
interested
elevator
in us.
interrupted that plan.
How long has it been since that in this?
Not long.
Okay.
Half an hour.
Okay.
Half an hour
So
to
there's
40
still time
minutes.
to get there if he's still
Yeah.
there.
I mean,
Hanging out,
another
looking
thing-
himself in the mirror as stupid big Strahd.
He's also unconscious for, best you could tell, probably about 2 hours.
Oh,
For
yeah.
So,
Cyrus.
for Cyrus. And that's only been about 10
I
minutes.
cast the trace that 10 minutes ago when we started to come down. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's passed out trace concentration.
oh, fuck.
If it is, we'll get you to make a bunch of con saves, because I think
my
it is.
God. Why am I looking at this? That's not my spells. Those are my items.
I think it's concentration.
I think it is too. I can guess that I probably. Yeah, it is.
It is, okay. If that's the case, I need you to make 6 constitution saving throws.
Constitution?
Correct, yeah.
Save.
For what?
6 of them.
Saving throws?
Saving
Yeah,
throws, because
so
that's
it's
to
maintain
maintain concentration on the spell.
Oh.
What's
So-
the DC?
It's going to be, so the first one is 10.
Okay.
Would you get any bonus from being near me or no?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's
10.
okay.
Try.
17.
17 succeeds. Second one is going to be more.
I know that we're I'm not gonna make
15.
This, but... Oh,
Oh, Jesus,
It was
why?
19.
15.
And that was, yeah, it's not. It's.
That's a fail. Okay, so on that heavy blast of ice breath, the one that really hurt you badly, that was the one where you just lost the concentration on the spell, and the shadows vanished into the darkness.
So I'm gonna ask, considering we don't have pass without trace, and this is, we want to make sure that a leaf is okay. What course of action would you prefer us to take, a leaf?
You know, I'm kind of neutral, but I think probably the safest thing is for us to go out so I can go back in that way again.
Could we have Rick just lead the way, make sure there's anything that's going to spring us?
Oh, yeah, sure, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to cast it again because that's my last second level spell.
No,
so
that makes sense.
I think wait till we're back.
Yeah, I don't mind old Rick taking the lead.
So the doors heading to the outside are closed.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even
Les,
fucking tried to see if we
you know what to do.
All right.
No, I mean we can just try and open them. We don't
Yeah,
have to
Yeah,
Can
no,
I-
no one is kicking.
No, I'm not gonna kick it. Don't worry, I'm not gonna kick it.
I might kick
Can
it.
I go up to the door and
good.
kind of put
Yes,
my
you can.
ear to it, see if there's one on the side or anything?
Make a
nearby?
perception check.
Yeah, we're acting like we can just get back there.
It's 10.
10. A little bit of sound of rain on the other side. That's about
But
it.
isn't Rick scouting ahead for us?
So I gotta
Door's
open the
We
door.
closed.
have to open the door for him
Okay,
first.
I'm gonna
We can't
slow
spam.
up, check it for traps.
Investigation check.
Need a check for traps?
No, he's looking.
Dude,
Okay.
Les is the skill.
It's an 11.
11. It's not trapped. It's a big ass door.
Cool. I'm gonna slowly
Kick it.
You push against it as hard as you can. Make a strength check for me.
Nice.
That is
I think
30. 17.
17. You're not able to make it budge.
I'm just
Well,
gonna
this
get,
door is hard to open.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get ready in case anything comes out that door.
Sure.
You wanna try?
You're prepared
yeah,
easily, just
Yeah.
blast after
Give a push
blast,
at this
holding
thing.
them in your hands.
do we okay, so Hope and I came through this door. Do we remember Cyrus doing anything particular, opening it or closing it?
As he walked up to it, the door opened.
Okay. That's
He essentially just walked into the area and the door just opened outwards.
Okay. Gang, I know we really don't like doing this, but I think we're gonna have to go up get a few things from Cyrus.
Do we think it's a thing that an item that Cyrus has, or just Cyrus's appearance?
I'm gonna try something. I'm
I'm
done
really
with this
unsure.
holding this. I'm gonna go around the corner, shift into Cyrus, walk back in.
Okay. You walk back into the room as Cyrus.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Cyrus. Yeah, waka waka.
Door doesn't react.
Yeah, I'm
Remains
gonna
closed.
shift back and be like, I got
Might as well
We,
try to
like-
open it.
Send Rick back up really quickly to fly up and gather things from Cyrus's body.
Cyrus
He is
is-
locked behind
That's right.
Yeah,
the thing with the iron spikes
spikes.
that were
Yeah.
that were hammered
Yeah,
in
can I-
pretty well.
Can I try and do something with the door? Try and use my strong ass self.
Sure, just
Then
by
I'll
yourself.
help.
Just help. Okay, go and make both of you make. Sure. So you get strength check with a D4. Strength check.
It's not advantage for.
No.
Them.
I'm gonna cast encouraging word on you guys. You got this.
That was not any better.
Well, I failed. It's fine.
Yeah. That wasn't
It was
great.
11.
11,
15.
15. Between the two of you, pressing it. The door seems pretty well stuck. You know that it opens. I mean, Cyrus was standing on the other side and it
Are
just
we just
opened.
doing it the wrong way? Is that what
Oh, it's a Norman door.
The classic.
Yeah,
It
try
did
pulling
open
and
outwards.
pull.
It did open outwards.
We tried the other door. next.
Sorry, I just, yeah.
Yeah. all good.
Perfect.
But yeah, between the two of you, like
Been there.
you're really pushing on it, and it's just not budging off the bottom. It's kind of moving a little bit, and just kind of settling in. Like it's very much trying to keep you inside.
Okay.
I think we gotta hit up one of these rooms, guys.
I agree.
Yeah, that sounds
Yep.
like we are
But they don't go down the
stuck
stairs.
inside.
No, but we need to.
We gotta find a way downstairs, but the only way
Well,
through
sure
it
we
is
can.
through other doors.
I think if we jump enough, we'll get down.
Yeah, I'm certain if we just jump up and down, like if all of us, there has to be
Yeah,
a,
it's
a
like-
load
Focus our
bearing thing.
attacks on this one square of
Yeah.
stone and just go
Minecraft-
down.
Okay, I'm gonna say-
Minecraft
Right
style.
here.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I vote we go through the noisy door.
Organ door.
Organ door.
Organ door.
Alright, fuck it.
Organ
Organ door it
At
is.
worst, there's just some freak in half a mask.
Or with Strahd's fucking sitting there swirling a glass of red wine. I've been waiting for you to get here.
because we know Strahd's like down in the basement with his
Juicing.
like dumb wig
Freaking out, yeah.
bullshit.
Well,
Okay.
Elif, can we have you second to last
Yeah,
then?
absolutely. And I'm gonna
I might also drop that potion. It's just like it's just like a little baby healing potion. Like if it gets
yeah, I'm
you
gonna
through
take
for the
one.
next bit.
I have 2 more after that, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
take 1 healing potion.
Okay.
Maybe it's
2d4
Jensen
plus 2.
just playing his like heartbreak emo music.
You held on to your shit 'cause you guys.
this
Can I, if we're doing this, can I go first because I have not taken any damage yet.
Yeah, I'll follow up behind her
Okay.
because I'm doing pretty okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm doing pretty good
I'm
too.
not
so-
bad either.
We should sneak in.
I don't think we should. Let's
6.
not fucking
Okay.
sneak
Go
up
for
behind
6.
them. Let's
Do
just do a
Is
kill.
I
this
think-
door have any locks or anything?
Doesn't appear to be locked.
Can I check for traps?
Go and make an investigation
do.
check.
Assist.
Yep, at advantage.
At advantage.
Doctor
Right.
said he assist before you rolled.
Did I assist?
That'll be a 26.
26. Pretty confident door's not trapped.
Cool.
Here we go, gang.
Alright, so I'm.
What's the order that we're going through those doors?
I got pretty good health, so I'll be one of the first up.
Yeah, I already put myself
I'll follow these two.
tank.
Okay.
I'll be
Yeah.
with Elise
I
to
don't know what that was.
Yeah,
I
okay.
like
I'll-
Help out.
help if you need
I'll
me.
be in the
All right.
back.
I don't know how much help I'll be, but
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about our
Well,
motley crew?
Or NPCs?
They're kinda in the middle.
I don't know, I
Esmeralda's a little hurt, but she's okay. Casimir's still pretty rough.
How's Victor doing?
It was rough.
Victor's untouched.
you know, Elise, I'm gonna like
Like the
shut
bottom.
down the sword. I'm gonna be like, Elise, I feel really conflicted about this sword. I love it,
Mhm.
but we work really well together, and I feel like this is
Doesn't help much,
Yeah.
but I mean, we'll figure it out eventually. Perhaps when we get off to the Sword Coast, we can find me some sunglasses or something that I could wear when we're in battle.
Very cool.
Anyways,
Yeah.
but for now, I still think
Yeah.
you're the best person to hold on to it. But maybe
I just want you to
maybe-
know I
No, thanks for saying
feel
I like working with you as well. We're in a tough spot right now. Perhaps it might be best if you go forward and either Lesser Hope kind of comes back, actually, so we have someone
Yeah.
strong there that isn't blanking
Yeah.
in the back. What do you think?
I don't mind going a little up,
Yeah, 'cause
just
you're
so
also
that
very
I'm a
good at
little
seeing
farther
things.
away.
How are you feeling for like how well defended are you right now?
Well defended. They're pretty good.
I'd say.
Are
Yeah.
you more well defended than I am? If you were a part number to it.
What do you mean by well defended?
Yeah, it's good. I like as a medicine person or as the healer, I think I can eyeball that.
Yeah.
And as someone
Okay.
that can see both people's character sheets, I can also
Yeah.
make that call.
That's why I
Yeah,
opened
that's
it up.
why I was trying to gauge without saying. I was
So yeah,
trying
you
to not
two both
renegade.
consider yourselves pretty healthy, pretty secure, pretty strong individuals. So
He's like
how-
unshakably tuned into
how-
his physicality.
You spent a lot of time studying.
so
What is your preference for being at the front? Because I just want to look out for the best of the party. If you want to lead, and I can hang back and be another line of defense for a leaf,
And
I can
for
do that. And for
us.
our other crew.
Alright, I can be cannon fodder, that's fine.
That's
Well,
I'll
that's
be
why
up
I'm
there
giving
with
you
you,
the option.
Les.
Team Human Shield.
Okay, Les,
you're not a human.
this really
I'll
doesn't
be up
seem
there
like
with
the
you.
fucking
I'm
takeaway.
the only human,
fine.
and I will be up there.
Okay, let's make some quick decisions. We gotta get
Yeah,
moving.
let's
Alright.
get
So
going.
Doctor Allura and Les, and then the doctor's up at the front as well.
me.
And then the rest of us are kind of bunched up. I'll just
Yeah.
go together with Cass because we're both kind of fucking out of it, and Yizzle.
Can I be tail then? Like
Oh,
basically.
Doc, you wanna should you be up there to maybe disguise yourself as Strahd just so
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
in case
Blah!
we run into another one of these?
Hey, it's me, Strahd. Wah.
the Strahd guys begins to across the doctor's face.
Hey, what's up?
Les, you're opening the door.
Very
I
nice.
guess so.
All right. So
My sword is on,
your sword is on. Good to know.
Hey, oh
But
no,
like-
it's that sword I don't like.
like behind my back.
I'm far back enough that it's not.
Yeah, I want. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
deliberately
the point,
chose that.
Okay.
Can we make like bone sunglasses?
So, pushing open the door,
As you
This
push
was
open-
such a bad choice.
three enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminate this magnificent
Okay, so
chamber.
that's a good start.
Pillars of stone stand against dual white marble walls supporting the ceiling, while the center of the room is dominated by a long, heavy wooden table draped in fine white satin cloth. The table is laden and piled high with food, ranging from steaming roast beef basted in savory rosemary sauce to roasted vegetables of all kinds, potatoes, carrots, turnips, and squash, fresh baked bread and delicate pastries, plus a variety of ripe picked apples, strawberries, and grapes. Assorted decanters of wine and spirits lay scattered around the table, with a place setting of an empty crystal goblet, fine china plates, and silver flatware set in front of each of a dozen chairs. At the center of the far wall, between floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive cherry wood-paneled organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody of epic greatness and falls into deep despair. And seated at the organ, facing away from the doors, a single caped figure pounds its hands against the keys in raptured ecstasy. As the crescendo finishes and the keystrokes slow, a deep silence fills the dining hall, and the figure turns to reveal a familiar face. Ashen, taut, barred fangs through lips curled into a smile, and the piercing black eyes of Strahd von Zereth.
Hey!
The smile cracks even wider. Well then, I'm so glad to see you've joined us for dinner this evening. The chef has spared no expense for this miraculous feast prepared.
Hey, everybody, it's me. It's the other guy. Spider-Man.
Won't you please sit down? And he gestures towards
Hell yeah.
towards the chairs, which are all pulled away from the table slightly to allow each of you room to sit.
All right, well, I'm gonna shift back out of Strahd.
No,
You
wait,
look
we
at
don't know
Rick
who the
and
real
just go,
Strahd is.
Does that actually seem like the real Strahd?
Make an insight check.
Hey, no way, that's me over here.
I rolled a nat one. so-
Natural one.
I would have also been like, is this
We're all
Strahd?
trying to see if that's
Sure.
a real fucking Strahd.
I'm not, because I know it's me.
It's a natural 20.
Insight.
Natural 20.
So 20 total. Okay. You look across the room, and Hope is just like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? And everybody is just kind of like, the doctor's guys drops, and you just kind
Hey.
of narrow your eyes a little bit, and you kind of just catch a glimmer, like right across the center of the face. You start to see what seems to be a slight gap, and you can see the organ through the center of the face. It does appear to be an illusion.
And then we
You
walk.
guys don't know that yet.
No, you don't. You see that. Everybody else in the room is just like, dead silent.
There's like a little leaf bird.
So-
Sorry, technically no one's in the room yet, unless you've
Yeah.
opened the door and taken a step.
Actually, Laura is the
And
first,
that's
so
Yeah.
she would.
Oh, you would. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm just
go
gonna
peek.
walk.
Don't let anything too exciting happen.
I'm gonna kind of like walk through and like let everyone come through with
Oh,
me.
yeah.
And the face does turn and it follows you as you walk in.
Okay.
Hello, my name is.
Hello.
Does it look just a straight up construct, or does it look like someone who is disguised as Strahd?
Given the fact that you saw through the face,
Okay.
it appears to be illusory magic of some kind. But it reacts to each of you, notices each of you, gesturing towards the table for each person to sit down.
Do we fight or what are we
Don't
doing?
fucking eat anything, that's for sure.
Well, let's sit down, guys.
Wait, we've been.
I'm gonna.
Are there any, sorry, coming in, are there any exits to this room, or is it?
It appears to just be the room, the organ, the gigantic dining table, and all the chairs.
Get the fuck out.
Why don't we let this construct tell us what's what?
You guys don't know it's a construct.
sorry.
I
You don't.
straight up.
You straight up see Strahd sitting at the organ on the other side, and the only person who's kind of looking a little wary is Allura. Everybody else is just like,
With passive perception of 23, would I notice it?
Nope.
Okay.
Can I make an insight?
You guys.
I mean, no,
You guys.
No.
Yeah, let's run the bit.
This is the thing. No one has
I-
actually walked into the room. You
I
see,
did.
No, sorry,
I walked
you
through
did.
to, like-
You did, but has anybody else actually entered
Yeah,
into
I'm
the
going
room?
in.
Guys,
Let's go.
Strahd's in here! And
I'm
then I'll
going
just
in.
like let people come in.
All right, so people begin to filter into the room. So, what are you doing? You're on the other side. He seems to just still be gesturing at the chairs as if to say, like, sit down, come on, sit down.
How do we know we'll be safe if we sit down?
I mean you no harm. There's no reason for me to damage guests of the Ravenloft Castle.
I'm gonna like gesture to Alith and just say like, and then.
You need to teach me these, cunt.
Oh yeah! Can we please do that?
Yeah.
He's not real, so
Yeah.
we've got time now.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And he just kind of like looks at you, come on, and as if he isn't even reacting to
So do we fucking
the statement.
go with
I
this?
think it's
Let's do the bit.
it's a construct, but I mean, there's entirely a possibility that he's still able to proceed through this
Right,
construct.
or what happens if we actually sit down at this table?
Yeah. I'm gonna kind
What the fuck's going on? Are we gonna fight him
of
or what?
walk
Yes, buddy.
kind of closer
It's your
and
friend.
just
It's okay.
like I'm gonna survey, see if there's any sort of like pressure pads or
Yes.
like traps around. I'm not gonna go anywhere near the
Right.
table or any of the chairs, but
So not near the organ on the other side of the room either. You're essentially just
no, I'm gonna kind of go a little bit closer
Sure.
in, but
so
like
big
not
rectangular room, big rectangular table, organ on the other side. So do you
I
want to
have,
cross over to the other side of the table, or you just want to stay on the entrance side?
Is there any other doors?
No.
Okay. I think we should all get into this room, and we can use this room. What do you guys think about holding up here for an hour?
I agree wholeheartedly. I also want to talk to this thing.
Yeah, well, I think so too. If it's not.
I mean,
Hey, Jordy,
Yes, sir.
can I
Whatever
have
damage
Rick,
is done by
Invisible
the
Rick,
females.
dart around the back of the organ and just do like a quick commute of the room to let me
Make
know
a perception check for
Yeah, I
Rick.
was wondering if there was like a
Oh,
entrance
if we're
to the
taking
organ
a
or
short
something.
rest, can I cast
talk.
Detect Magic? Because I'm pretty
No,
sure
it's
I
still
get that
not
back on a short rest.
Don't know. That one's up to you. I'm not sure.
I mean, it's not great. It's fucking 6.
6. Organ's pretty loud. He's a little on the distracted side. He's kind of yelling
He's having a great time,
telepathically
Yeah.
because he just can't even hear his own thoughts.
Okay. Do you know who we are?
You are guests of the household.
If that didn't tip us off before we.
You're trying to get it to fail the Turing test.
A turtle is flipped on its back.
And he's just still continuing to gesture
Yeah, I'm gonna.
to sit
Yeah,
down.
fuck it. Let's sit down. I'm sitting down.
I'm not
Why don't we
sitting
wait till
down.
Leaf does
Yeah, I'm gonna
detect
cast
magic?
Detect
Okay,
Magic
that's
and
fine.
just look around.
Sure.
Yeah.
So cast Detect Magic. Your eyes gloss over for a second and blink a few times.
I go into Witcher.
The visage of Strahd definitively pings with magic, conjuration magic. Nothing else in the room does.
Oh, so the food's fine.
Well, it could be poison, but at least sitting at the table is not a magical.
Cool.
Then I can kind of just be like squat and make sure there's like no.
Yeah, you crouch low, you look in and around. The organ doesn't appear to be magical. All the chandeliers, the lights in the room, the food, the drink, everything all appears to be real.
Just wanted to make sure.
I want to look down the ground and look for any pressure points, or even at the chairs to see if they have like little like handcuffs might come out of them.
Sure. So you two had been looking for that, so make perception checks for me.
What dinners do you go to?
Look at her tritons and stuff.
One's
It's
in
like,
big, awful castles like these. Perception or investigation?
Perception.
Okay.
Or no, this will be investigation because you're looking at things now.
So
4.
4.
I look at nothing.
Okay.
25.
25.
the carpentry.
No
of this
traps.
chair.
Okay.
Very confident. You kind of look over the chairs, run your fingers down them a little bit, check to see if there's any bindings that might pop out. All appears to be real. Very welcoming, very inviting. Smells great.
Great. Sitting down.
All right.
100.
Sit down on one of the chairs, and kind of as you do, the seat magically kind of pulls you towards the table a little. And
Wait,
you just kind of.
magically?
Yeah.
I thought it was detect magic. There was no magic on the.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Huh.
Well, I'm sitting.
Strahd's visage is magical. And he kind of gestures
Right,
and like pulls
okay,
the chair,
okay.
and the chair
You know what?
moves
If
into
you guys
the
are all
table.
gonna sit down, I'm gonna post up outside the door
No, we
and like wait to see if
No.
anyone wants to get come.
We should have you inside, Les.
You would be
We should,
inside the
because
door.
we need to shut this door. You can wait at the door, but inside, because
We don't want anyone to know that from the outside. That
yeah.
we're
If anyone walks
specifically
by,
here.
we want to be safe inside and not alerted to.
Well, there's dead drakes, but at least they won't know which door we came through.
Yeah, but you can wait inside the door, at the door, and listen at the door. You're very perceptive, so if you're hearing anything outside the door, that'll alert us to anyone.
I'm standing by the door.
Right, but we want you inside the door.
Yes,
with
inside the door.
with the door shut. Yeah.
Standing by the door.
All right. So, Doctor, you're sitting at the table at the
Absolutely.
moment.
Okay.
Nothing appears to
Alif
be
is
happening.
exhausted and bloodied, so as soon as she sees somebody sitting down, she's just gonna
Yeah.
fucking alright sit.
Okay.
So a couple of you begin to sit, and
Yeah,
the visage of Strahd steps up from the bench in front of the organ at this point and starts to slowly walk around the room, its hands kind of clasped behind its back, and just, yes, please, eat anything, drink. The food is delicious, the wine divine.
Fantastic.
Made from a local winery, the Wizard of Wine's winery. If any of you...
What's the vintage on that?
Oh,
things.
the year would be 376, and you kind of base that on everything that you know, and you're like, that's about 100 years old. That's some good stuff.
Ooh, Mamma Mia.
Say,
Yeah.
I saw you was playing stuff. I say, hey, Strahd, play. No, I'm kidding.
Play Wonderball.
What I do want to do is, I guess people are sitting.
Hey bird.
I want to
Name your Google Play. He's Strahd.
bust out
Yeah.
the Censer of the Magi.
Censer of the Magi.
And,
One of my
uh,
favorite magical items that I
Smoke
created.
it up. No. Smoke and
Blaze
light.
it 420.
Yeah. I want to burn 25 gold worth of
Of incense, yeah.
incense to get some spell slots back.
Yes!
All right. Do you want to do the other as well? To read?
No, I'm good with my what
All
I
right, good with what you picked, but just get some spell slots, okay?
Yeah.
So you burn the 25, so for everybody at the table, since this is a item that I created, what does it do?
I'll read what I'm. The replenish function. Once per day during a short rest, noted. Spellcaster may burn 25 gold worth of incense in the censer and meditate. If this entire rest is spent this way and is completed uninterrupted, the character can sacrifice up to 5 hit dice and regain up to 5 levels in spell slots at the cost of 1 dice per level. They can be used to replenish any combination of slot levels that sum to the number of dice sacrificed. Once this feature has been used, the item cannot be used in such a way until the next dawn.
Whoa.
So
you go.
foregoing your health in exchange for spell slots.
And a reading that it's once a day. I'm trying to think. Oh, like once per short rest.
It does take a short rest to do it.
I just mean, I'm trying to figure out if we're gonna do another short rest before we.
Probably. We're
I
not
would-
resting
I would
yet.
up them.
Yeah, okay. Because in that case, I might actually hold off then.
You might hold off. Okay.
But now everyone knows my intentions. I announced them.
Mm-hmm.
That's half the part.
Alrighty.
So you're not doing that.
No, that was a sight.
So you begin to sit down at the table. Strahd's visage kind of walking around a little, encouraging you to all begin eating. And he just kind of begins discussing how the castle was built. Harkening back to the days with my dear mother and father, the castle was built as in homage of my mother, Queen Ravenovia. It is an interesting one, definitely far grander than any of the others that were in our area, but something that I decided would be a good tribute to her after her passing.
I interrupt. What about your brother? Is he represented in the building of the castle as well?
And you see there's no recollection and just kind of looks at you with a quizzical look on its face as if the question doesn't even register.
Okay.
And just kind of continues on. Now, my father died not too long after, but it was an interesting time by myself in the castle. Definitely it had on the lonely side. I found this room a fantastic place to meditate, and just kind of goes into a long, eloquent speech about some of the specific parts in his favorite areas of the castle, specifically this organ room, the kitchens downstairs with all the cooks and all the help, and their lovely room that was just off from the kitchen, which you two recognize as the room that is now full of bones.
Oh yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
What year is it? Oh. What year is it? I'm asking Strahd.
Currently, I believe it is the year 476. It's 100 years after what he said before the vintage on the line was.
So it's correct.
I turn to the doctor and say, well, if we heard a heartbeat there and we think it's in the castle walls, that can't be it because he said this is the organ room.
Oh!
Sorry, I had to get that one out.
Appreciate it.
Strahd, we would really like to pay our respects to your parents. Where are the family crypts?
Oh, my parents are buried in the family crypts in the basements of the castle, but I'm sorry, guests are not allowed down there.
Oh, I understand. We just really wanted to just pay our respects to their
You do so
memory.
here if you so choose. And he just kind of begins walking around the table again, just
Does
taking his
this-
eyes off.
Like construct recording, does it look undead the same way current Strahd does?
It looks a little cleaner, like very much not with the veins. Like it's a very taut version of it.
Kind of
But
airbrushed.
yeah, essentially it's
Okay.
like a slightly airbrushed version of him.
Nice.
Are you able to open up the door outside?
This guy.
The door's open for any guests who wish to leave.
They wouldn't let us open it. We opened it and it wouldn't open.
Well, if you're here as an invited guest and you are invited to leave, of course the doors will open. Otherwise, it is a tad difficult, but a few have attempted and been able to make their way outside. Sometimes a strong push.
Strahd, you mentioned that guests were not allowed in the family crypts. Which direction would that be so that we don't accidentally disrespect that area and stumble upon that?
Well, the guest floors are the main floor, the second and the third. Anything below that is the servants' quarters, and those would be the areas that I would advise avoiding.
Okay, thank you. That is very much appreciated.
What do you recommend on the table?
The meat is truly divine. The wines themselves as well, fantastic years. And the roasted vegetables, surprisingly, some of the tubers from the back gardens. Very, very delicious.
Okay, let's get crunk, guys.
I am not eating anything on this table.
Nope.
Well, I do hope you enjoy
I
your
don't say that
time.
loud. Sorry, that's
fine.
like Kaylee, not Elise.
I do hope you enjoy your time here in Ravenloft, and may this meal be spectacular, if it is to be your last. And the vision vanishes.
Thank you.
Barf.
The food still remains, the lights remain, still smells real good.
I don't think we should eat anything.
Well, this was a waste of time.
It's not a waste of time. I need to rest.
I deeply
Have
disagree.
we?
He's got a
We
room.
need 10 minutes, right, for a short rest.
An
It's an
hour.
hour.
Hour. Fuck. Do we want to stay in this room for an hour?
I
or
don't
do
see
we
why
wanna
not.
keep
Okay,
going?
well, here's the thing. Leaf needs to. There's some people that need to be short. Oh fuck, because I was gonna say, could we be getting Rick to be doing something? Like, can we be sending him out, basically around and into the castle to like crank the elevator lever? Except you have to be.
Well, no, he can
He has
do
to
it.
go outside
He can
to
do it
do
on
it.
his
Can he do it on
own.
his own? Is that something we can
No,
do?
he can't get down to the elevator because from the top there's no space.
Yeah,
No,
but
he would
that's
go
just-
You
around
can go out the window that Jensen
and then
broke.
up. Because the elevator is up, so if he went around to where we went and then flew up, it's open
That's Rick's
from the
big
bottom
adventure.
Well, he
shaft.
was.
So you would have to go back down to where you got caught in the elevator
Yeah.
on the bottom floor.
And then up.
Rick could then fly up about 120 feet to where there was a gap of 20 feet. And that was where you saw the chains and the gears and the lever that was in the up position.
Even
Theoretically.
if we get out through the window, so he would have to either get out the front door that we couldn't open, or out through the window and then back inside the building. So he'd have to like open doors. And
I don't know how much we trust a guy named Rick the party and to do all this stuff.
That's
That's
true.
kind of my point.
He's
is that
having a good time.
There's a lot of barriers there. For
He's
him.
actually-
Based on the description that Strahd said as well, the kind of note there was a strong individual. The doors probably do open. There's just maybe the combination of your two strengths just wasn't quite enough to do it.
That's what I was
Right.
getting at.
Okay, so let's rest
Let's
up
just
and then
hole
make a
up
giant
here.
push.
So hold up here for an hour.
Yeah.
All right. If anybody needs to roll hit dice, you may do so. Casimir is definitely going to do that, as is Esmeralda.
I get my spell slots back, so.
Yeah, that's a big one. So for the mages,
I want to be posted up, I guess, near the door, listening, just to make sure that.
I think Les is already doing that.
Oh, you're doing that?
No, I'm by the door.
We're just hanging out, having a cigarette.
I mean, I kind of want to take a bottle of the wine, pour it into my wine jug, and then pour it out.
I
Because that will
feel
unpoison it.
like
if it's poisoned.
this is maybe just me being fearful, but we had a great brunch before we came.
I wanna...
And this to me seems like a feast from
I mean,
Strahd, from the devil. I mean, I don't know if he has any understanding of us having gotten that spell, but if he was able to do magic that would undo those benefits for us, that would be in his best interest.
Counterpoint. We know Strahd likes a challenge.
Do we?
Yeah, because he just shows up and he fucks with us.
Okay.
We know he likes to cause shit. He has every reason, especially in his current veiny, chatted out state,
Yeah.
to think that at full health, or rather he could, kick our shit at full health. I think he wants this to be the most sporting chance he's got.
I think that's an interesting idea, but
Right, but he took the icon of Ravenloft.
The only thing he took was the icon of Ravenloft.
Yeah, because that was a thing that was benefiting us in a huge way against him.
he was aware of
So
at the
it's
time.
I don't think that he
I don't think we should count on that. I think we should go up against him.
Leaf rest.
Save your strength.
Meditation. Honestly, though, I mean, yes, ideally, he's kind of like a fucking rich sportsman who wants the ultimate hunt. But at the same time, he's
the
arrogant.
fucking vampire.
He doesn't actually want to be challenged. He just thinks he does. He's not about to give us a sporting chance if it means anything like a disadvantage to him. I don't know. I think
There's
we always
something
fucking
very
careful with
profound
possible.
in there.
Yeah,
about class
I mean-
struggle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think this is a rich douche who hunts people for money, or hunts people for sport.
I don't know, last time we grabbed something somewhere, some shadows came out. I really don't feel like fighting right now.
I think we should just continue to try to open that door. Just need more hands, more strength. We'll open it eventually and
Some
just keep going the
elbow
way
juice?
we go.
Hey, Victor, you
after
hungry?
the short rest,
Yeah,
we
I
actually
think-
and he
try
kind of
to
looks at
do
everything and it's just like, it's not a bad feast. He
I
kind of
think-
just waves his hand a little bit in front of himself. Oh shit. He kind of reaches out and grabs one of the apples,
Victor, you
I
screwed the
think-
pooch again.
takes a bite of it. Tastes good, and reaches out and begins to grab other pieces, pour himself a glass of wine. He doesn't even seem to have any ill effects.
Hell yeah, I'm in.
All right.
Victor, my boy.
You guys are just getting slizzard in the corner.
See, this is
I
why.
think
This is when I start to like
let's
Victor.
take the long rest or the short rest, and then if you guys want to eat anything, we can eat it as we're leaving.
Take like a
I'm like, well,
like a
here's
road
what. Yeah, exactly. Like we have
Do we
a
know
bag
of
of whole
anything
thing.
that has a time limit?
path.
On like food like that could
Irina?
affect you, like if you eat it and then maybe an hour later you fall down dead.
I mean, I don't know. I have
The
a
perfect
So
plan.
fall down
I'll
dead.
say this:
sensitivity to
time
dairy.
release poisons are a thing.
Yeah.
Poison specifically, immune to poison,
Yeah.
because of the hero's feast. So the primary thing that you would be worried about here is something that, as a result of that spell, you immediately don't have that worry any longer. So there's a chance that something might happen, but most of the time that would be the case. Poisoned food would typically just deal damage to you internally, rot your organs,
But it's
and
still not eating,
potentially poison you, apply the poison condition. But yeah.
At least a little hurt that people were forgetting about his brunch already, but not.
Hey man, it was brunch. It's like lunchtime now.
That's true.
It's second breakfast.
That's true. Yeah, cool.
Second
So
breakfast
we
is the
chill.
All right, so chilling for an hour. If anybody hasn't rolled hit points and you want to restore, feel free to do that.
Yeah.
It's your hit dice plus your con mod, so make sure that you're rolling those all the time.
I didn't realize my con mod.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part. That's
So you
fine.
get your con mod for each die that you roll.
Yeah. So that
So
is
some extra perks there.
Big old move.
Alrighty. Anybody who didn't need to recover any hit points or anything, you kind of take your time looking around the room a little bit. Is there anybody who didn't need to do that?
Oh, I didn't need to do
You
it.
didn't need to, and you didn't need to?
I didn't need nothing.
Okay, I'll get you two to make perception checks.
Okay, I was gonna specifically look at the organ.
Yep. So especially that. Perception?
3.
3.
Hold up. 23.
23.
6.
6. You two, looking at the organ, you just kind of... And like pushing a couple of
Can
the
we
buttons.
be like looking at each other whilst we do it?
Is the
Yeah,
organ
and then
music
you
still
suddenly just
going?
start.
I'm just imagining Aristocats with me.
Oh, is this me? Us
Me.
playing-
This
Yeah,
is the two of you kind
yeah.
of just playing chopsticks.
I
Yeah.
after playing chopsticks, Allura then just starts going like really. She definitely had piano lessons.
Nice.
Piano or violin makes sense.
As you do that with the doctor's assistance, you kind of notice him like looking around a little bit, and you kind of like playing everything, and then he just kind of goes, "Hey," and then indicates to step on the two outside pedals, and you press both down, and all of a sudden you just hear a, and the begins to shift forward about 10 feet away from the wall towards the center of the room.
I knew it. I knew that organ was gonna have something.
Wait,
So,
is this?
Wait, no,
It's
you're
very Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
No, that's a victory. We're
All
not
right.
there.
Is this
It's a victory in the organ.
much longer of our rest do?
I'd say this probably 2/3, 3/4 of the way through.
Okay.
Like maybe 15, 20 minutes left.
Okay.
So easy enough to kind of like poke your head around the corner, but you can stay in there and just wait for everybody to finish their rest up.
I'm still by the door.
You see the organ
Very
move to the center
cautious.
of the room. Yeah.
just sweating. Like, I want to be there.
All right. So rest ends. You've got the door that's now closed, left standing beside it, and you've got the organ pulled away from the wall slightly on the other side
I
of
will
the
look
room.
on the other side of that wall.
That sounds kind
Other
of
side of the organ?
Yeah, it sounds like a good time.
Alrighty.
some mystery.
Looking through, you see the castle courtyard is visible through arrow slits in the wall just on the other side. Room about 20 by 20, bit of a square room. Leaning against the wall are mirrors of various sizes, some as tall as a human and others small enough to fit in a backpack.
Mirrors.
Series of mirrors.
Hey, Leaf. Or maybe I'll bug Victor about this. He's more expendable. Hey, Vic. You wanna take a look at this room? Maybe these are magic mirrors.
And he just kind of, sure, that is something that I can look at. And he starts to make his way in, and then look at the mirrors and kind of look to his left. And there's a hallway over here. And there's a hallway that's kind of out of view from just looking through on the other side as you all step in. And the hallway kind of leads to a T intersection, so you've got a right and a left there, but no light coming through. He takes his time, pans over the mirrors. Doesn't appear to be anything magical, just different sizes of mirrors. So you're not sure exactly what they do. Yeah.
Before we move on, can we request that Casimir rolls a bunch of hit dice?
Casimir rolls a bunch of hit dice. Sure.
Or not, yeah, so he heals up a little bit. You guys okay with that?
I think he did that already.
I think that was
Yeah,
mentioned.
I think
Yeah,
did that.
oh, yeah, he
sorry
did,
about
he
that.
did.
I missed that.
So,
I was
he
doing
did.
it
there's
properly.
arrow slits. Does that mean there's light in this room?
Yeah, there is light in this room.
Okay. I would like to take one of the more holdable mirrors.
Yeah.
And try and position.
Oh,
The light
shit, are you
down
the
the
mummying
hallway.
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, all of it.
Just so we get a little bit of light down each side.
So yeah, you kind of like
If you want light.
teeter it a little bit and kind of point it in the right direction, and it starts to light up the other side of the room. You get that pretty decently well lit, and then a couple minutes pass by and the light starts to move a little, and it just slowly moves out of the thing, and the beam is no longer lighting anything.
Did we see
Unfortunately,
anything down
not
there at the
realistic. You just saw the T intersection. You're not sure what's on either side of it.
Oh, I meant I wanted to bounce it off into one of the.
Mirrors?
Oh, to like
Yeah.
bounce down the
yeah.
hallway. Did you want to do it to the left or to the right?
Let's go to the left. That sounds.
To the left.
To the left, to the left.
I also just
So
love
fair.
that description, Jordy. Unfortunately, just not realistic.
damn it.
Hey, if Brandon
That was
Fraser
so
can do it,
Isn't it Rachel Weisz who does it? That's the reason why I
Yeah,
was like the
she
mummy.
does it in the first one, and then he does it in the second.
Yeah, but she's
the real archaeologist. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yes,
she's
she
also
Oh, Connell!
So,
yeah.
looking to your right, a high domed ceiling. Oh, sorry, left. So this long, narrow corridor runs from the edge of the essentially one of the buttress towers Cobwebs filling the hall, obstructing sight beyond a few feet in front of you. The light just impacting against the
That's
cobwebs.
fine. Can I do it towards the right now? Just shift
Sure.
that bad boy.
Shifting it to the right. High domed ceiling
There it
caps
is.
this 30-foot wide octagonal room before you. Frescoes painted with age adorn the ceiling, but their images are impossible to make out, clearly just worn away with age. Tall, thin arrow slits again look out over the courtyard at eye level.
Interesting.
So it appears to be some kind of an archer's post or a turret post.
Ooh, there could be some fun stuff in there.
Are we done
stuff for us.
resting at this
Yeah.
point?
Yeah.
Yes, you're done
Okay.
resting.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna come up and join. If there's like archery stuff, I'm gonna investigate.
Yeah, there's
Shooty,
looks like
shooty,
there's an
shooty.
archery tower over to the side here.
Can this door that we came into this room from?
Yeah.
Does it open in or out?
The door that you came into the feast room,
The feast room.
it opens in towards the room.
Are you
Okay.
wanting to barricade it?
Yeah.
I'm still there.
thinking,
You're still waiting at the door?
Yeah.
You could click the rod
Okay.
if you wanted.
Do we want to see where this goes and if it?
Or just barricade it with an iron spike on the bottom.
Yeah, I think that maybe.
But the rod does the same. Like no.
And then we
no,
leave
but
it
then
behind.
we'd be leaving it behind.
We're going back this way. Aren't
We
we?
don't
I mean, we don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna carpentry spike something to the ground.
Okay, make an athletics check for me. Or, sorry, carpentry check, because you're trying to blockade the door.
My dude.
So add your proficiency plus your strength.
Ooh, that's 15 plus 8.
23? Okay, pretty solid. You jam the spike underneath and grab a wooden mallet and just... and eventually get it in. Pretty heavy. The door is really locked.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you've got the long hallway in front of you. It's just coated in spider webs. You're not really able to see much beyond about 3-4 feet in front of you.
Do we want to? Well, I mean, do we want to check out the archery thingy?
Or
first?
do. Just in case there's something left behind.
let's see what happens.
Ask, do the spider webs, are they...
Right to the shorts.
Yeah, like, are they reminiscent of the giant spider webs
No.
that we've seen?
These appear more to be cobwebs, just a hallway that has never been used in the last 100 years, and cobwebs are just kind of filling
See,
it.
that intrigues me.
Oh, so it doesn't look like it's been used at all recently. There's no footsteps or
No
whatsoever.
footsteps, dust everywhere, cobwebs
Interesting.
hanging all over the
So
I'm
that
gonna
place.
means that
slowly
even
make my way
Strahd is
Hasn't
towards the
been down
box.
here, yeah.
Are we going to the archery tower first, or
Let's
So-
try that first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The post
I'm
is
gonna-
just a little 20 by 20 foot square room, essentially just an archery post for people being able to shoot out into the exterior
I'll
of
put
the
up the dancing lights so that everyone can see.
Yeah.
For now.
keep.
I'll
Yeah,
put away
between
my
the lights
sword.
outside and the dancing lights, you see enough to look around. There is nothing here. No bones, no arrows, no bows.
No
It appears to have
arrows,
been
Any
an abandoned
any
post.
hidden doors I can check for?
The only hidden doors would lead to the outside because
no.
there's nothing else that leads in.
Oh, I see.
And you immediately realize this is an archer's post. There wouldn't be any.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be, could there be anything down?
Well, there's still 2 hallways
Only
that we
11
haven't
now.
done yet.
There's one hallway.
Can
yeah.
I
But
look?
yeah.
Can I look through the slits to see what I can see outside?
Sure. You see a fair amount of rain pattering the ground. The dirt outside having turned to a bit pretty slick mud at this point. It's been a good hour and a half, 2 hours
Can
by
I
this point.
see the door that we would have exited out of from here?
No, you're on the totally opposite side of the of the keep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're essentially, if the keep is a square, there's a rectangle. You entered in here to go to the servants area. You're essentially on this.
No,
corner.
I meant the door that we were trying to get through. Can I see that door through this? Like, if this is the door that we were trying to get
The
through
front door
to
that
get
we
out.
couldn't.
No,
Get
you
outside.
can't.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
a
'cause that's still
it's a turret post that's got 2 sides to it, and so you're looking out and you're looking left. You don't look right towards the center of the courtyard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then mind it.
Let's go down that spider tunnel.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
So you start to make your way down and just easily enough clearing the cobwebs out. They're not really attached that strongly, pretty standard cobwebs.
Frail.
But you travel down for a good 20, 40, 60 feet of just this empty, spacious hallway. Now the light fully dimming except for your dancing lights cantrip. And you eventually come to the end of the hall and you finally break through the last of the cobwebs and you see a fairly wide, about 10-foot wide spiral staircase going up.
Well, let's pop on up there. We're here.
Is it
I
right?
wanna
No,
get
we
to
need
the
to.
place we wanna
Yeah,
go.
we
Is it
can't
work up
waste
there?
our time
We're
and
on a time
energy,
limit
and we're
for
on a
the-
time limit,
that
and
is
we're on
true,
a
yeah.
like we only have limited resources while we're in
And
here.
we're trying to get to Strahd in the daytime. If we go after
Yeah.
at night, he's gonna be more powerful.
Yeah, we know where he is. Hopefully, like we've seen him in the last hour in one specific spot,
It wasn't
which
an
is
hour at this
down
point because we just rested for an hour.
It's been close to 2.
2 hours ago.
Jordan, can I have Rick look up those stairs?
Yeah.
Sure.
He's
Rick
having
starts
a
to make his
shower
way
right
up. He travels up for about 40 feet or so, and then comes to a landing and looks out over an almost identical hallway to the one that you just walked down, and kind of travels down a little bit, and there's an identical archer's post, and then kind of moves out to the side, and another archer's post. Appears to just be a hallway.
Interesting.
Damn you.
There is
And
another
there's no other-
staircase that continues further up to go up to the 3rd floor.
Okay.
Are there any, again, like hidden doors or anything in this area that would maybe take
Where
us-
you guys are?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Assist.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank
At
you.
advantage.
I just want to not have to go back up again. Sweet. Oh, that was like 10, 17. Okay.
Did you do a guide?
No, but it's okay. You know what? Frankly, unless it's a really high AC, I don't need it. 28.
28.
No, sorry. 17 plus 9. My brain.
26.
26. Thank you.
You kind of look along the hallway and you kind of feel along for doors, and then you kind of realize the doors would just open into the dining room that we just came from. No, there's nothing here.
That short. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a 10-foot wide hallway that on the left would be where the dining room is, and on the right is the exterior of the castle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially the outer keep wall.
Smash open that door.
Okay. We have a direction and we know where that goes. I think that we need to try the doors again.
Quick discussion. If everyone's feeling better, do we want to try the other door with throbbing?
I mean, I think that's a great idea, personally.
The throbbing door.
Yeah, we clear this floor as best we can.
I don't think that we should be trying to clear floors. We don't have the energy, we don't have the resources to do that. I think strategic doors, yes, but I do not think this castle is massive. How many rooms would Allura assume are in this castle?
Given the size of the castle, make a
5.
Make a history
5
check at
rooms.
advantage.
We've been in more than 5 rooms at this point.
Exactly, there's at least 5.
Oh, that's stupid. 14.
14. Between the number of staircases that you've seen / heard about, the vertical height of the castle, the fact that it goes down one floor, and then you saw staircases going down even further, well over 100, if not more.
So this castle is massive. There's I can assume well over 100 rooms in this castle at least. We do not have the ability to clear every floor, every room. Yes, we might find stuff, but we're also going to run into stuff that is going to deplete the very limited resources
I don't think
have.
we were trying to say let's go leave things. It's more like, can we find a way down that's less expected than trying to go retrace our steps all the way back. But
Additionally, if there is any credence to Leaf and I thinking that there might be some sort of throbby thrum in this castle that might be connected to old Fangs down there, it might do us well to find whatever that is.
Can I interject with a plan that possibly placates all?
Ooh, I like that.
sure.
What if Les and I try out this door again? We open it, because I think we're going to open it. And then when it's open, we have a quick peek inside the throbbing room. If it's scary, we just fucking book it. We run out. If it's not,
Yeah.
I'm
not saying that I'm opposed to this specific room. I am just opposed to us trying to clear
yeah.
floors. That we just don't have the
Can we
ability
say
to do
we're having
that.
this conversation while we're walking in?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You would have made your way back out. We'll say that you're in the dining hall again, and you'd be posted up by the door, removing the spikes, and being able to open that door again.
Alright. So,
try
and
again.
I appreciate and respect your point of view, and I agree with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think when we before we started into the castle, we all agreed that we would try not to take unnecessary risks until we, saved our resources to meet Strahd. And I still agree with that. It's just more, can we find an easy way down instead of taking the risk of running around?
Well, can we find an easy way down, and can we find potentially, advantages?
Right, a way to kill
If this is where
the heart of his castle.
this is where he lives.
Yeah.
This is his stuff.
Do we?
We turn off his
Did you
security
like my
system.
idea of a plan then?
That,
Suits me.
that seems to, that tracks.
Great. Let's
That
try
was
and do
awesome.
that.
Well,
Hope.
Thank
The
you.
compromise game.
And break. So, removing the spikes from the door. Door opens inwards
Whoa!
towards the room.
Hey.
You push your way out into the hallway once more. You look at the knight statue and the armor across the hall. begin to make your way back to the center area with the
Hey,
now
bud.
slain corpses of all the baby dragons. You've got the door on your right with the thrumming, and the door on your left that you know is sealed pretty well, but probably openable with the right combination of people.
All right.
So
So So the plan is we're gonna try to open this one, have it open
Yep.
as like an exit, and then open this to see what's in it. Peek in there. Okay.
It's
Yep.
gonna
So
reach
Yep.
in
who's going to
grab
attempt to
us.
open the main door to the keep?
How many people can do it?
It's a 20-foot area, so up to 4 people.
Oh, then
okay,
can we
then-
have
Yeah, I'll-
4 strong people?
Well, I can help you.
Yeah.
All right, so all 4 of you go and make
Get in
strength
there.
checks for me, please.
Okay.
Leaf trips on the way.
Are you guiding anyone else?
No.
No,
just
you can only guide yourself. So
Balls.
If it's a strength thing, look, I got a natural 1. So
okay,
we'll say
it doesn't matter. It still counts. So
Cool.
strength
Strength, that would be a 8.
8 less
23.
23,
13.
13,
14.
14. Between the 4 of you pressing, less you and Hope being the two just kind of stonewalling it. Boom! And you crack open the door, and there seemed to be a wooden bar that had fallen down and locked on the other side of the door. And you shatter the one side of it, and as you do, the other door now swings open widely. Leaf kind of stumbling to the ground a little bit. But the doors further out on the exterior of the keep
Huzzah!
are also closed with a bar drawn across those, but you can see that bar from this
Yeah,
side.
so we can.
You can
remove
raise it
more
easily
easily.
enough.
Good.
Yeah, it does
Okay.
appear to be about 10 feet long. It's something that one person might have a bit of a
started
tough.
on that while they're cracking the other.
We'll say with the assistance of a couple of people lifting that bar off and just placing it down, easy enough to do, and then these doors also open
Okay.
outwards.
Well, I have a thought before we open this other door, and I grab the bar that was on the other door and bring it closer to here and say, if we need to barricade this door, we have a bar here ready to put across it if there's something.
Now the bars holding it have snapped off because of the.
That's what I'm saying. If we'll grab the bar. You said there was bars on the far doors.
Yeah.
So we'll grab that bar.
Oh, so
bring
remove
it-
the ones. Yeah.
yes,
okay.
and then
sure.
bring it to these doors
That
so
would
that
be
we
doable.
have a
Yep.
spare bar.
Okay.
Yeah? Can I just be carrying that? Just like,
Sure.
you know, like Gaston style, just like one handed, just like.
It's a 10-foot long, probably weighs over 100 pounds, so
Dude,
it would definitely be
nothing
2
but
hands,
hope.
but you're able to do it, we'll say.
But there's some
Nice.
strong.
I'm a beefling.
So you've got all of that set up. Yeah, you pull the bar down, the door opens easily enough to head to the exterior of the keep. So you want to take a look in the other door?
How do we best do this quickly? Sorry.
It's up
I
to you.
meant to be quickly.
No,
too.
it's alright. If you want people who can probably react quickly, it would be myself and Allura, and I can see in darkness, so I'm probably the best bet to be
Can you
looking
send-
through a door.
Can you send
perhaps,
Rick in
like-
there?
Or perhaps myself and the doctor, somebody who can perceive magical things, and then we can try and just slam the door shut if there's something scary behind it, and the rest of you are by the
Yeah.
door ready to dash out.
Are you feeling strong enough now after our
I
rest?
feel pretty well rested. I'm not at absolutely full strength, but I'm definitely
You're holding up.
feeling better.
How do you agree to that plan?
Yes.
That tracks for me.
Sorry, I was on the chats doing
okay.
some things.
Myself and the doctor
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
through the door.
I trust
so
you
that-
guys.
Yeah.
So you've already checked the door. You know that it's pretty good to go. No traps there.
Okay, let's just open
Okay.
up.
Is so have we got people who are outside currently, or are we all
I would
just
say
waiting next
all
to the
the
door?
NPCs on the other side of this.
I don't
for
want
now.
us to be
I would
completely
say-
separated from.
I would say let's keep the NPCs in here and tell them to ready shit in case there's stuff on the
Yeah. Ready, like either a dodge or an
Right,
action.
but
All
aren't we?
ready violence upon it.
My thought is that if all of us are trying to bust through another set of doors in an emergency, then there's like 8 people standing here trying to all go through at the same
Yeah.
time.
The
So
only other thing is that I don't want us to accidentally get separated by.
Is this
someone.
not open?
This is open.
Yeah.
It is open.
It's
now.
open, right? And
open.
we're just waiting on this to open.
how wide are these doors? They're double doors, right?
They're double doors, so the
So
5 feet is not accurate. It's actually 10 feet.
So it's like basically 4 people at a time can get through.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's
Fine.
get this door.
You guys all post up there, ready to run through.
Okay.
Waiting for
I'm
the
gonna
giant hand that just-
ready. I mean, I can be over here with you guys too.
Sure.
I can run fast, so.
Can I be keeping an eye out
It's up to
through
you.
these doors?
You can all do whatever you like.
Can I be?
Okay, Jordy. I'm just keeping an eye out and make sure nothing is noticed us fucking busting these doors and how it looks out in the rain.
Sure.
Yeah, because I can go in quickly and come out. I've got like extra stuff that I can move very quickly.
Right. Perhaps what we can all just be ready here to like slam the door shut as well if
Yeah.
something tries to come through.
Okay.
What's behind that door?
So who's opening the door?
I am.
Okay. So Aleth, you reach out for the handle.
Oh well, sorry. We're checking for traps first.
You already checked.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then yes,
Yeah.
it's me.
You reach open for the door. You push the door outwards.
It opens
swings.
in way.
It opens outwards towards.
Towards us?
Okay.
Yep. Looking through, this grand hall is choked with dust and stretches into darkness well over 60 feet ahead. Webs hang from the arched ceiling like drapes, and life-size statues of knights line the hallway on both sides.
Is it just a hallway?
Just a really long hallway,
With
and down
knights on both sides?
at the other side, you do see that there is another set of closed double doors,
Okay,
at
so-
least over 70 feet away.
Because I hate to be this person. I have 120 feet of dark vision.
Yeah, you can see the doors on the far side.
Okay. Is the room level or does it go up or down?
Perfectly
at all?
level.
Okay.
No staircases on either side. You see 7 statues on the left, 7 statues on the right,
Don't
double
like
set
that.
of doors,
Don't like
double
that
set
at
of
all.
You
doors.
said there's suits of armor in there, yeah?
Yeah, all the statues are the suits
Oh,
of
they're
armor.
statues,
Yeah,
okay.
they're statues of knights in suits of armor.
Okay. I'm gonna have Invisible Rick pop up to like one of the middle statues in the hallway and just give it a little knock in the head.
And he just kind of makes his way in, and he's just, it's kind of creepy, boss. These guys are kind of looking at me, I think. I don't
Okay,
know.
pull back.
Their heads aren't moving, but their eyes are kind of following me. It's really weird.
Okay.
They're so
Give one of them a little knock on the head and just pop back here.
Oh, God. And you just hear, like, from the center of the room, everything dead silent. And you just hear a... Okay, we're good.
Cool. Pop on back.
Does
And he just flies back.
are there any footprints or any signs of disturbance in the dust?
Nope.
No. Okay.
I mean,
Another one.
this could be a further way.
Set of
down.
double doors on the other side.
We could go at
Is
least
there
listen
any
at those
indication
doors.
of what caused the
Okay,
thrumming?
gotta go.
The thrumming,
Yeah, go into
No.
the castle.
you can't... You could never hear it. It was always just when you placed your hands on
Yeah.
the walls that was where you started to feel the vibration on your hands.
Little bones.
Okay. So I'll turn back and kind of share this. I'm not gonna do it in narky fuck, but
Yeah.
share this with the party and say like, do you want to try and go out, or should we try and go through? This
I
way?
know for a fact there's going to be a pressure plate that's going to set something off, and all those armors are going to attack us, and then we're going to get hurt
100%.
to go through some double doors. We don't know where it is. This route, we know where to go. We know where it is. I am for the door outside.
For once, I'm with Les.
I reluctantly agree.
I don't have a strong opinion
Low-key
either
shots
way,
fired.
but I do think that perhaps we are supposed to be in the castle, and there might be a way down in the castle. But what do I know?
But we know that there's a way down.
It was also
The
Cyrus
other
took
way
us.
of the castle.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Go on.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
we're doing it.
So,
Majority.
majority rules. Doors to the exterior close behind you. Do you barricade the doors closed, or do you just leave them ajar?
We scratch
I thought you said it was a door.
No.
He's
Waka
what he
waka.
means is like, do we
Bits, you're
like?
keeping me alive.
Yeah,
Because we busted
you're
through the
leaving
original
you're leaving the keep at this point.
Yeah.
So you're closing the main keep double doors. Do you want to put that bar in place over those doors, or do you want to leave
I don't
it
think we
unbarred?
should. Let's not
up to you.
block our own point of exit for
Okay.
later.
All right, so you leave the doors closed but not barred.
Yeah.
You close the exterior doors back out into the rain, splashing against
We'll
the
place
ground.
the bar carefully to the side so it looks like maybe like Cloven or somebody or
Or
what's his face, Cyrus
Whatever.
forgot to
Stupid
close
Cyrus,
it
always
properly.
exploding doors and moving organs around.
Well, it's when he hits his head on the door so hard.
It was really
So you make your way back outside into the rain, starts to spatter your heads again. You pull around to the side.
Oh wait, can we stealth before we go outside?
It's my last time casting that spell.
Don't cast that spell, but it's us
Just
in
like
general
Oh,
just
yeah, we
stealthing
can stealth.
around.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead and roll stealth checks, everybody, please.
Yeah.
Pretty good for the allies.
Yeah, that'll do.
Hey.
Oh no. 16.
Now natural
Oh
20.
no.
19.
Leaf.
14.
15.
At disadvantage? Nice.
Yeah, I know. We did
24.
good.
All right.
12 and
Everybody pretty
Group
solid.
stealth
Nice,
checks,
nice and silent.
averages.
Kind of the rain kind of covering your footstep
good.
Yep.
a little bit, leaving still tracks in the ground because it is a little on the muddy side outside, but doing your best to kind of sweep it away.
Kind of.
It's part of the stealth. Yeah, it's just you're kind of sweeping it away a little bit to try and cover them as best you can. You make your way around the side of the keep again, find the same door that you entered into with that with the ledger, and then the staircase down to your left, leading to the bottom of the stairs, one floor down, with the mist 3 feet off the ground. So you're effectively back downstairs.
Yes.
Same place where you started.
All right,
No
cool.
issues, no incidents
So,
occurring.
just so we can timestamp this for viewers, this is where you click to if you want to skip all the parts. Okay, so we're here.
Just mashing
So
X.
you're back here. So
Yeah,
just
press
as a reminder,
square to
because it's
skip
been a
the
bit of time.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Ooh, the pressure.
I slimed Allura.
I'm so sorry.
You're
okay.
slimed?
It's because I was a drib and I moved it in an
Can
unexpected
we both
way.
just?
Oh my god, did you get it on the...
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Oh shoot. Oh yeah, it looks bloody, the wall.
Yeah, that's
It's all
just some
good.
zombie blood.
It's just yeah.
It's
As,
dragon.
goo.
Dragon.
as long as
Yeah,
it,
it's
as long as it
it's
gets wiped off.
the red dragon that got blasted this way from.
As long as it gets wiped off. That's the important part.
Fire.
So yeah, so
All right.
Fire
we'll,
blast.
So
we'll share the information that we know that Cyrus was saying we really didn't want us to go down this way. Everything that we've learned from everyone seems to
Thank you.
encourage us to go this way.
So also because you guys had taken that alternate route that he accidentally led you on and then realized that, so you know that there is a route. So I'll lay everything out again. So you get down to the bottom of the stairs. On your left is a closed iron portcullis gate with a ton of barrels, gigantic barrels on the other side. You haven't been into that area yet. You don't know what's there. On your right, directly on your right, you've got the kitchen where Cyrus was working. Another doorway beyond that he described as his room, essentially where he lives. And then the double doors at the far end of the wall which lead to the area of bones, which you haven't told anybody about the dragon skull.
Oh, yeah.
We will inform the party. Also, there's this bone zone.
The bone zone.
Pretty confident it's got the skull of Argynvost in there.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What did we learn about that? That if we returned the bones to Argynvostholt,
It would basically cleanse this land, or he would be able to.
you'd be able to come back. So we could actually grab those, leave. But that'll extend the campaign then.
It will.
We could just also like fucking...
Oh no, it's great. I
We
love
could
it.
just fast track it, guys. We could just be like, we're going to fucking Argynvost.
Yeah, we don't have to like RP and then like I see this blade of grass. I see the next blade of grass. Finally,
We need to check Argynvost for traps.
I see the 4 ants on that blade of grass.
So yeah, so how do we want
Yeah.
So I'll say from what you remember from mending the painting and having the depiction of Argynvost appear in the room, returning the bones of Argynvost to the crypt of the dragon would allow the land to be cleansed and free the souls of those trapped, effectively referring to the Order of the Silver Dragon. So all the revenants that had been stored inside Argynvostholt would finally be would allow their souls to be
Hey,
freed.
real
When the
quick.
dragon
Sorry.
dreams its dream within its rightful tomb, the light of Argynvost will beam and rid this land of gloom.
I can imagine.
Someone takes notes.
So maybe we should.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so we should take this one. We clean up with straw.
Yeah.
Here, okay, real quick.
Yeah, that's an after the boss
You do
fight.
also, so that's the double doors, which you know lead to the bone room. There was the room beyond that, which is where all the dead bodies were, with the like picked over bones.
Yeah.
There was a door that you did not go through on the far side of that.
Hey,
And then your whole little thing where you went up the stairs and you saw the gigantic tower that you never set foot on, and that was when he realized, shit, wrong way, and then took you back downstairs.
Jordy,
Yes.
would returning the bones of Argynvost to his friends perhaps constitute a good act? Like on a moral scale, perhaps?
Potentially. You're not sure.
That could potentially give us the ability to use a shield none of us can currently?
I actually can.
No, yeah.
Oh, Leaf.
Yeah,
Leaf's got it.
I hold up. Yeah, I've been using this for
Okay, good. Just checking.
But
Yeah, and then the last door was the door that was on your left, so where the double doors are. On your left, that was the door where the elevator triggered, and you do know that there is a staircase definitively going down at the end of that hallway.
There could be something
That's the one
useful
place you
in-
know definitively right now. This goes down. The rest of it is kind of question marks.
Right.
We could check what's his face's room. There could be something useful in there.
We're gonna loot the guy.
But do we want to keep checking places just in case, or do we just want to go down?
I mean, I'm a big fan of checking places, but at the same time, I understand we are in a rush to put old fangs in the ground.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just go. Let's go downstairs.
We can
Alright.
still do.
I
we
mean,
can accomplish all of these
we
things,
can-
but we have to do it when Strahd is dead.
Right. We can also strategically look at rooms. I'm not saying not look anywhere, but I'm saying we have to be really smart about it. I think that looking in Cyrus's
Yeah.
room would be, because there's not going to be anyone in there, and there might be something useful in that room.
Right. And the thing is, the more we take unnecessary risks, the more right now, like for myself, that we get depleted before we meet
Yeah.
up with Strahd. So we want to be
Okay.
as
No, let's just
No,
move
but
on
I
then.
think
I
no,
agree.
I'm fine with looking in Cyrus's room. I was agreeing with you in terms of we're not taking unnecessary risks.
Yes.
Unlikely his room is trapped. It's his
Yeah.
residence. He's a relatively minor little shit. Let's just look through
Screw it, let's go downstairs.
I'm going downstairs.
Yeah, vote for downstairs, vote for Cyrus.
Downstairs.
Genuinely don't care. Yeah.
Downstairs.
All right, downstairs.
Downstairs it is. Okay. So you open up the door where the elevator was
Sidestepping
triggered.
those weird little trap things.
So the whole pressure plates still exist, and it's about a 10-foot area. Sorry, it's a 20-foot area. So you kind of have to walk over them to get over to the other side. But the elevator, and you can see that there is a big chain that's in the center of that 20-foot area that's fully extended up at this point. So you're able to kind of step onto those very gingerly, press down on them. Nothing seems to be triggering.
Okay.
You put your full body weight. A couple of you kind of
Oh,
jump
boy.
on it. Everything seems pretty fine. It seems to be that whatever triggered it was to release the chains from their locked position and then have the elevator traverse up.
Okay.
So, making your way across that over to the other side, you have the staircase going down. Everybody agreeing?
Yes. Full of that happened.
And find out next week.
No!
Oh my god.
No! This isn't Dragon Ball Z. I must know what happens.
Oh boy.
Alrighty.
Dragon
Ball Z. So, the stairs descend into black, still water that fills an arched hallway before you. The water's surface is like dark, mirrored glass, disturbed only by the occasional of a drop falling from the ceiling. 20 feet overhead, arched doorways lead downward from each side of the hallway, and in each, an iron door stands closed and partially submerged. So kind of a little ways down the hallway, you've got iron doors on both sides that are submerged. You haven't set your foot into the water yet.
Yo, weird pull. Is anyone played Amnesia?
Yeah. Hey, Les, you like water? That's your thing. You like
You
water.
hear a weak cry for help
Oh boy.
coming from the door on your right, about 25 feet ahead of you.
That's
What kind of
probably
voice?
investigating.
Man's voice, definitely on the weaker side, sounds malnourished, probably not very well, quite thirsty, very dry.
Oh, is that my backup character?
Divine
see a young
sense,
wizard boy.
just to double check.
I can see
Jordy,
what's probably close underwater. if you give me
does it have to be visible for me?
It does have to be visible,
Okay.
so I'm going to
Okay, cool.
quickly just remake this here just so you see what you're looking at.
Thank you. Also, quick question.
Oh, well.
We haven't went down far enough to see those like sky prison cells, have we?
The witch?
Sky prison cells?
The
Where
what?
we saw Strahd, we
There was
haven't
a
went
window.
that far.
No, we haven't
Oh,
gone
it was a window?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it might have been like a...
Oh, no, yeah, it was a window leading to the crypts.
Okay.
This, definitively, you're not far enough down yet.
Great.
Sorry. The last floor that you were on was not far enough down. This is probably pretty close.
Okay.
You would guess it's in the 100 to 120 foot range, and you know that he was about 125 feet down.
Great. Thank you.
Yep, no worries. Sorry, I was
we have-
misunderstanding
Nice.
We have how much more down to go?
5 feet.
Like,
Well, only till
a
we saw
month.
him. We don't.
Potentially we're here or it's one more level down.
I think we definitely have more ways to go until we get to the crypts. That's going to be
Yeah.
the lowest possible level in this place.
Son of a.
I am not going into this water.
I could put like
Yeah.
my head down, with some goggles, and just like see what's
Go
up.
for it.
Aren't you supposed to be able to see well underwater?
I still can't see like very much dark.
I can send my globes with yous.
Right, but if
Okay.
yeah, that's true. But I so for like deep depths underwater, they don't affect me because they start to damage people over time. I also
It's like a not a metagaming thing here, but like the way this has been worded, that we are not in the water yet.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
We
water
need to be
sounds
careful
dangerous.
about the water.
Yeah,
No,
we
I
don't
know.
want to go
I was
into
just
the
gonna
water.
like
Alright.
put my head in and just see if I could see anything.
I feel like this is
Les,
that moment in
this
The
looks
Hobbit where
questionable.
like a single rock breaks the surface and tentacles just come flying out.
Whoa.
Or not The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, sorry, but yes.
That's
We-
the same guys.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
right outside
Also, I
the
can talk
mines.
to all manner of sea creatures.
Oh, that could be useful here.
It's just
What
a
if there's a
guy.
fish in there?
Hello, Guppy.
Are you
They'll be my
Aquaman?
Hello, friend.
Alright.
It's me.
We're just gonna make this.
is mine.
We'll make this a nice, straightforward one. So
Okay.
this is the bottom of the staircase here. You're standing on the bottom step. You haven't stepped into the water yet. You've got about 20 feet to pass through, and then this is where. Fine.
These are the two iron
These
doors.
are the two iron doors
Okay.
on that side. on
What
both
and then
sides.
what's at the end of this hallway?
It just
over here?
continues in. It continues in water, and then eventually opens up into a much wider chamber.
Okay.
Maybe we should throw a rock in the water, see what happens.
So,
and
like,
how much distance till we hit water from where?
From where
A
you are,
step.
literally a step.
Okay.
You're essentially, you see water and you realize, I can't see anything in this water. Even your dark vision doesn't permeate it. It's essentially mirrored back at you.
so like, it
What
stands to reason. Sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
It stands to reason that there is water here, which means there is likely water beneath here. Because like it wouldn't just be contained
that's
to a
true.
single floor.
True.
We're in the bathtub.
Yeah.
I mean, does it? Like, did we really expect this castle to follow kind of normal rules for natural environments? Like, perhaps.
How about I
Cut
take this
from
silver piece
stone,
and just
so-
chuck it in the water and see
You
what
do you,
happens?
buddy. I believe in you.
You gotta go through it, guys.
Amanda, you
this
were
is like
saying
not
you were
avoiding.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. On the is there anything on the roof or the walls that looks
Like
Like-
handhelds or something? Like
Yeah.
to traverse it without going in the water?
yeah? Is there any convenient like rock climbing?
A grappling hook ring.
Let's see.
Yes.
With the climbing kit, the stone is rough enough that with a climbing kit, you could potentially spider hang off the wall and make your way across the
Yeah,
wall.
I've got one of those.
Then
Yeah,
why?
you'd be able to do that.
I think I'm proficient
'cause
in
it's
it too.
Yeah, because it's 20 feet up and the water is about 3 feet off the ground. So you'd be able to be about 5 feet off the ground and not have to touch the water if you
Yeah,
wanted to.
cool. Do you guys want me to do
Oh,
this? And
Wait. Sorry.
Here it comes.
yes, Les?
Wall of water.
Are you gonna freeze?
Bridge.
Comes.
Freeze it.
Can you just freeze the water?
I don't know
I
if I
think
can
the
freeze
trick
an
here
entire
is
thing
So-
with water. I have shaped water,
I
Right.
don't think we should.
but I don't know if I
disturb
can freeze an entire lake.
No.
But if
Um,
you did freeze it, we wouldn't be able to move the doors.
Yeah, that's kind of the doors are a thing.
True.
So, but I can do wall of water, which you could like a bridge, like
But you remember, you can only freeze it in 5 feet increments. Right? You freeze a 5-foot square and then you have to do another spell and do another spell and do another spell.
So, Jordy, sorry. Once we hit the water here, there is water on the ground until, like, even we have to stand in water to open these doors.
Correct. The entire hallway, all the way down to the other sides of the area that opens up, is all submerged in about 3 feet of water.
Right.
Oh, it's only 3 feet of water.
Yeah, it's 3 feet. It would
I
come
might
up
be
to
able to part it
hip
though
height,
as well,
give or take.
Okay.
to see if there's anything in the
It's like a
bottom.
bus
But I
pipe,
can-
guys.
I can, like,
Right, you can
kind of-
you can go over it.
yeah.
It's the
But
rest
I
of the
could
party,
I could
though.
also
Yeah.
potentially
Right.
part the water, see there's monsters there, just to be like
This
extra
sounds,
safe.
this sounds cool.
How about both happen?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I want to see the cool.
Well, I think if the
ninja
waters are
warrior
going to
thing.
part,
Yeah, I'm
then
kinda
it's
for
going
the
to
cool
make it
ninja
higher
thing.
up next to the walls. Yeah, the only other thing I want to ask is a question that I can't even do. But Jordy, would walking on water class as disturbing water?
There is impact on the water, but the water is considered solid. So it would essentially, you would create ripples, but you would never pass through it, and you technically wouldn't really be
Okay. I'm
touching
gonna
it.
like have my climbing gear out and start
Okay. Start hammering
doing
things
the
in.
thing.
Yeah,
All right.
it says I can
So
move.
do you begin to move over, or do you just set yourself ready to go?
I'm gonna go. I think that there's somebody who's calling out. I'm gonna go and try to talk to them.
But
Okay.
they're in one of
And
these doors that
They're in the door
you
on
would
the
have
right.
to step into water
This sounds
to
so cool.
access. That's the problem.
I'm on the walls.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the door is only 6 feet off the ground.
Right.
Now I've seen some guys boulder.
Right, so-
Right. So I can put one in the friggin' ceiling and then hang
down.
down.
Right, but the bottom of the door is still in water.
Correct.
So you're going to disturb
You'll
it. if
disturb the
you're
Right,
water
but
is our
the-
point. Even if you're hanging
Right,
and move
but
the
I'm not
door, you'll still
in
disturb
the-
the water. No, you're not in it. But
Right.
we're trying to determine if the water gets disturbed, will something happen?
Let's
That's what we're
disturb
trying
it then and find
Sure,
out.
it's gonna happen. I'm not in it, so not like, you know.
If we're gonna disturb the water anyway, let's just throw a fucking rock in it.
That's true.
I think the thing is, it is a cool trick, but if we're all going to have to try and get across here somehow, we may as well sooner rather than later, because there's no way
Yeah.
that
That
all
is
of us,
also-
including
Yeah.
Casimir,
Okay.
I
Victor,
mean, I have a canoe, but it's like
folks
for
with no
4 people.
training are going to make it across.
Hey, you! Hey!
Hello? Is there someone there?
Yes.
Possibly.
Yes,
Who
there is.
the fuck are you?
My name is Emil.
Does that voice
I'm gonna need more than that.
Emil Tomanesco. I'm from Valaki.
Sorry.
Emil?
Emil, E-M-I-L. And then
Tomanis?
Tomanescu.
Did the voice sound at all familiar?
That's
sounded.
It doesn't sound
not-
like any voice I've heard before.
or the same similar last names to anyone. It's like
I'm gonna turn to Victor.
Tominich?
Tomanescu.
And, to Victor,
Yeah.
and he just kind of
Victor was a shut-in for the last
did not exactly leave the
Yeah.
household that much.
Emil, who did you know in Balaki that can vouch for you as someone well known?
Well, there was the father, Father Petrovich.
Okay, that checks out.
That's not necessarily enough.
No, but like, I mean,
Means he knows
at least he
Balaki.
knows Balaki.
So does Strahd.
Why
How
are
did you
you
know
here?
Father Petrovich? Sorry, you go ahead. You were going before I was.
What? Why are you here, Emil?
I was out with a hunting party, and we were chased by wolves, and I had to cross the drawbridge to try and get away from them, and well, Strahd found me out in the courtyard and brought me down here and threw me in one of these cells. Please, I'm very cold, and it's been a few days without water. The speech is hard.
Are you submerged in water right now?
Up to my neck.
There's something in
You
the
said
water.
it's been a few days. How long would you surmise you've been here? When were you on this hunting party?
It's difficult to say for me in terms of time. You kind of lose track of it when you're down here not looking at anything.
That's fair.
How is the state of your skin?
Do you need
It
moisturizer?
puts the lotion on its skin.
No, but because we killed all the fucking wolves like a week ago, so
Right.
or longer. So how long has he actually been down here? Is my
That's true. No, it was like longer ago.
Oh, they were zombie wolves, though. They're not Strahd's regular wolves.
Yeah, there are also just
the
regular
werewolves we
Oh,
killed.
Yeah.
You killed the werewolves. He said he was chased by wolves.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's
Just like
Strahd
wolves that
can
exist.
Well,
know
there's been wolves, yeah,
Yeah.
like
No,
recently.
We didn't just make wolves extinct.
No, but we fucked up some wolves. I'm just trying to figure out.
Oh, for
No
sure.
one's arguing that we
Shit,
fucked
yeah.
up wolves.
Would we
Them wolves got
But I
fucked.
mean,
what
we've
are the
been.
names of the hunters in? So you might know those guys.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
trying to
Jenny
think that. Yevgeny and
and
Zoldar.
That's the dude.
Okay,
That's the ticket.
I'm just not.
How long have we been
Please.
in Barovia?
How long have you been in Barovia? By this point, with the amount of time, no, it's a month, month and a bit, month and a quarter, month and a half.
Okay, so if he's only been in here for a week,
Yeah, we haven't
he would
heard
have
about
known
He said a
us.
couple of days.
A couple of days. He would have known us.
Balaki.
Do you,
How about I separate the water?
when was the
Les,
last?
buddy,
What was the
you
last
do you.
festival you attended in Vallaki?
20 questions.
I don't remember the name. There are so many.
Insight
Which-
check.
Yeah.
You can't really insight check him because it's just a voice. You
It
can't
sounds like he's hesitating and being unfaithful.
What was the celebration during the last festival you were in Vallaki?
What do you mean? I don't understand. Please, I'm very,
I'm gonna throw
very
a copper
thirsty.
piece in the water.
Okay. You pull out a copper piece and it
By the way, I have my bow and arrow.
drops in the water. No issues.
Can I shape water?
Fantastic.
Just make a little split in it.
Let's
Sure.
fucking
How does
sit
shape?
here.
What does shape
I've
water
lost
do?
patience for this room.
Yeah, let's deal with this dude. and
Move
then keep
or
going.
otherwise change flow of water as you direct up to 5 feet in any direction. You can cause the water to form simple shapes, animate in any direction.
Okay,
Change
so
the
it fits
water's
within a
color,
5-foot cube.
Freeze the water,
So-
provide us no
Okay,
changes in
so
it.
the wall, so the water is 10 feet across, so you can essentially clear one space in front of you. Do you want to do the left or the right?
the left.
Okay, so the left. You clear the left-hand space, and the water kind of shifts out of the space and forms like a perfect cube of just lack of water as everything kind of rises a little on both sides, kind of like a parting tide. And you look down and you see stone floor underneath.
Fantastic. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
You can only do one square though.
that's fine.
That's totally fine. It's just water.
Okay.
Does
So
any-
what's the order for everybody walking?
Les, you can swim.
I was just gonna say,
Lead
does
the way. You like this.
anything on the floor, like, is there anything that looks like it could be like a triggering stone? Like, we stand on it, it's gonna fuck shit up.
Les has enough time to do that. Somebody could make an investigation check if you wanted to look for
I'll do that.
traps. Sure, go for it. Make an
I
investigation
can
check.
assist if you need.
Sure, at advantage.
I'll grab that.
And with guidance. All the dice.
Everything.
I'm just so fucking, like, paranoid in this place that I just want to know.
It
what
makes
this
Darn
is.
you, Jordy, for building this up.
You're welcome.
It's a game.
24.
24. Okay. Looking at the floor,
Roll a natural 1 on 1.
with all of the water being shifted to the side, it's a little moist on the bottom still, but Les gets all the rest of it out of the way. You kind of like reach your hand down and instinctively like run your hand across the stone. Good amount of pressure onto it. Kind of get to the point where you just jump on the stone. Seems to be okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Moving.
Okay. So what's the order for everybody moving?
I'll go first.
Okay. So if you can just move yourselves, you're starting on this side. You can start to move your way across.
I want to protect
I'm gonna light
the
a
back.
torch and hold it up.
Or are you still climbing on the wall?
He didn't climb on the
No, I think we've decided the water is.
Well, just to be
Fine-ish.
safe, you could because you
We
can't
just
climb.
like, fuck the water, we're doing this.
You
Straight
just,
up
as a
under
safety
water.
thing, just like stay on the wall in case something does happen. Then you're the one person's on the water because you're gonna climb.
Jordy, I'm
Cool,
gonna light
I
a
mean,
torch
sure,
and hold it
why
up
not?
to provide light.
I already
Oh.
have the globes going.
Oh, you got the
Yeah,
dancing
just in
lights.
If you want to, yeah.
No, because I want to have my like sword out. I'll pull.
You got the sun sword out?
Yeah.
We're basically
Do you, I'll go
If you go in the
earlier.
front,
Do you want to
yeah,
go
I'll
further
go
back?
further
Fantastic. I'm going to approach Emil's cell with Les in the front, I reckon.
Okay, so you two are in front,
Sure.
so you guys are stepping forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Allura, you look beside you,
Finally.
and
Come on, what's
Les,
the
you put your
battle
foot down onto the stone, and everything's totally fine. And you start to put your weight across, and you go to make your second step, and all of a
Wait.
sudden,
I thought we were like swimming.
No,
It's
No,
3
it's 3
feet.
foot of water.
Okay.
you don't
Okay.
swim in 3 feet of
You
water.
can float.
You never said swim. No one ever said
I
swim.
swim. That's what
No,
I do.
You
one
don't
said
swim in
swim.
3 feet of water.
You can float.
I
Okay.
feel like Les would.
Jordy, I
But
think
none
one
of us
the
But
would.
no one said it.
When we all said we're moving forward, you
I
were
think
like,
that- I
"Let's
think
You
swim
would have
on
said
the water."
I'm swimming, and I would have said okay.
That's like you
then-
go down on your hands and knees.
This
and
is
start
this is
swimming.
why I've got the minis that are loading there. You guys are moving forward and you're standing up.
Yeah.
If you had wanted to say you were
I literally
swimming,
was saying to everybody I was swimming. I'm not kidding. I was saying swimming.
I will take whatever's happening to him.
okay.
Because
Yeah, I
I
was
do
gonna say.
think that Les would have gotten into water and swam.
Okay.
100%, but none of us
So the
would.
fact that 3 feet of water is that you're swimming in that.
He
I
has
was just, like,
literally dove
floating
into
on
every
top.
body of water that we've come across.
Okay. All right. Well, then
So
we'll
I will
swap you
take
two on the sides then. In that
Whatever is happening.
Case. So, Les, as you splay yourself out in the water and start to float, Allura stepping beside you. You place your weight down onto the ground, no issues whatsoever. You feel the stone, you feel the stone, you feel the stone, and you press down, and all of a sudden you just feel your foot give out from underneath you. Unless you look to your right and you hear a sudden explosion of air and water as a massive ripple erupts from where Allura was standing. And they suddenly fall directly down out of sight, and now a series of ripples exist on the top of the water. Allura, you find yourself traveling down, holding your breath instinctively as you touch the bottom, and you just feel your entire form shift in one direction as if something is just tugging you to the side. And then you see yourself land, dropped essentially from the ceiling into a cell. Directly in front of you, clinging to the bars inside the cell, is a rotting corpse of a half-elf dressed in leather armor, just kind of clinging to the bars and just dead inside a cell. And you're in a 10 by 10 foot cell.
Full of water.
Water up to 5 feet. It's to the top of your neck.
Okay. Can I go over and investigate the dead elf body?
Yeah, easily enough to do. Searching through, you see that there's a sheathed longsword, and there is an interesting note here. One of the things that you would have noticed as well growing up in the Sword Coast and with your family being as prominent as they were, this is something you haven't seen in a very long time. You notice the crest of one of the factions of the Sword Coast on this sword. It's referred to as the Order of the Gauntlet. They're a faction that is typically associated with protecting, a lot of time, town guards. It's kind of like a volunteer guard faction, but they do have some higher-ups that are involved in the day-to-day and the trade within the Sword Coast as well. So you've got that with the Order of the Gauntlet crest emblazoned on the hilt of this longsword, as well as a belt pouch containing 100 gold pieces of non-Strahd coinage.
Ooh. Okay.
And there is a ring made of solid gold and is carved to resemble smoldering flames attached to the bony ring finger on the left hand.
So 100
100 gold,
coast gold.
100 sword coast gold. You've got the Order of the Gauntlet longsword.
Gold ring. Sword. Longsword?
Longsword.
Okay.
It's the Order of the Gauntlet is the crest that you recognize.
Okay.
and the ring has flames emblazoned on it, like they've been filigreed into it.
So it's done.
Okay.
No, not yet.
But the
Okay.
door is locked, and you can see, you can't see, but you can kind of feel the bars kind of moving the corpse out of the way. There is a fairly large inlaid lock that is currently locked, and you're not able to open it.
Okay. Can I try to pick that?
Yeah, you're just doing it blind, so you're at disadvantage to try and do it because it's under the water, and you can't see under the water anyway.
Can I just take a quick look around
Around the room?
around the room,
Sure.
see what else I can see?
You look around the room, and you do notice at the far end there is a door that's closed that kind of leads up to what might actually be the hallway that you just came from.
Can I go and see if I can go back that way?
You can't because you're locked inside the cell, but it's at the end
Oh,
of the
okay,
on the other
okay.
side. So you kind of like look out, and you do. Is anybody saying anything?
Yeah,
The rest
I
of
would
you?
have immediately. Allura! Like, we would have yelled after
You would
her.
have started hearing some voices of your allies coming from down the rest of the hall.
I think I'm in the other cell.
But
Do I think that I'm in the opposite cell from Emil?
you do.
Okay.
Yeah, Emil, you feel like is on the right hand side.
Okay.
You don't see him anywhere, and you look on your left, and you feel like you would be on the left side.
Okay. I think I'm in the cell. It's the 2 steps past the stairs. There's a drop and a suction, and it sucks you into one of the cells.
That would have been real fucking useful information, Emil.
I didn't know. I was brought here by Strahd's lackey.
Alright,
We're
alright.
antagonizing
Which
a lot of
lackey?
people we do not need to
The
antagonize.
little creepy-looking one.
Oh yeah, we took care of him.
Yeah.
Good.
So are we swimming across now? Because
We're gonna all float or climb on the wall.
Why don't we walk on water?
Because
yeah,
it'll
it's a
take a
big spell.
10-minute.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
spell. Yeah, I can do it, but it'll take a 10-minute ritual cast.
I'm gonna try
There
to
are only 2
pick the
cells.
locks.
Okay, go and make a.
Yeah, knowing that Allura was there, can
Yeah.
I try and float my one of the globes over to her so she has some light?
Sure.
Like,
You-
Allura, can you
I
see
mean, I
anything?
can also just use my sword,
Oh yeah, that's right.
right?
I mean, are you okay to pick a lock one-handed? Not that I
Because
know
you're
that
essentially
I'm
picking it blind, right? You're reverse picking it, so
yeah.
it's always a disadvantage, but you can still attempt to do it.
Could she light? Sorry, this is my game. Could she light her sword? Like let it rest on the base?
No, you're doing it reverse.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like it's not you looking at a
Yeah,
lock
so I
right
don't even
out.
necessarily
You're doing it from the
need-
inside.
It's almost better to.
You are Jack Sparrow in the cell with the bone.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So go ahead and make a lockpick check at disadvantage. So it's plus proficiency plus dex.
I'm Jack Sparrow.
G'day, mate.
No.
It's me, old Jack Sparrow. It is.
That'll be a heck no.
Oh no.
So dexterity and proficiency, right?
Dexterity and proficiency.
Way like
Just don't stop. Just
12?
ask
12.
people.
You feel the bit starting to catch on something, and you think you've got it, and then you feel it start to push a little more, and you realize, oh shit, that's going to break the bit, and you immediately pull it back off. Door remains locked.
Okay.
The cell door remains locked.
Okay.
But you do see that at this point the globes are floating down, and so you would know that Elith is at least fairly close.
Okay.
Okay,
So you
we
did
got-
also say looking around the room because you kind of get a bit
Yeah,
of a survey.
yeah,
So,
sorry.
the room appears to be 30 feet wide and about 40 feet long with 8 identical 10 by 10 foot cells. Right, so you're essentially just a big rectangle. Cell, 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 cell. And you're in one of those cells. You seem to be in the... which one would you be in? You're in the one second closest to the door on the right-hand side. So it's just a... Use this just to make life easier for myself.
We love visual references.
Visual
We
references.
stand a reference.
Alright, so... Oh, actually... that's a little bit weird.
You littered.
Cancel. Hashtag cancel.
Like that going in.
Hashtag Dicecream is over party.
Travel the page. Gotta see how they respond.
Alright.
So.
Because you paid for it.
So here we go. So 2 by 2. Cell, 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 cell.
Just has so much
Cell,
to go.
cell, 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 cell. You're in this cell right here.
Which one?
This cell here.
Okay.
So that's your 10 by 10 foot area.
Oh, dude.
And this is the hallway down the center, where you've
Okay.
got free
Okay.
movements in and out of the cell.
Do I see anybody else in any of these cells?
Okay, so here's what you see.
Alright, we're finding out stuff about the cells, by the way.
So the one directly on your right, you don't see anything inside that. It's just the mirrored water. The one directly on your left, same thing. Yeah, but the cell door to this one hangs open slightly, as if it's been opened or maybe not recently, but it's been opened and has not been closed and locked.
Okay.
The one furthest away from you towards the wall, that one, you don't see anything visible over the water there. The one directly across from you, that one, again, don't see anything there. It's just the door closed. The one to the right of that, you do notice that there is a little bit of light, kind of a glowing color underneath in your case you're about 25-30 feet away from it. It's a bit tough to tell what it is, but it looks like there's something glowing underneath the water. To the left of the one across from you, you don't see anything, and to the left of the one to the left of the one at the very end, there's nothing there either.
Okay. So one of the ones beside me, the door is open and ajar.
Correct. The one directly on your left is open
Directly
and
on
ajar.
my left. This guy?
So this one,
okay.
door's open
And there's
ajar.
there's bars between?
Bars between. It's 10 by 10 locked individual cells.
Can I look and survey to see if any of the bars, because they're in water, are more rusty or looking a little bit weaker?
They're all very rusty, but they're 4 inches apart with 6-inch vertical bars across. There is no way through on any side.
Like, I can't-
It's a 4-inch by 6-inch square, and there's hundreds of them in each of the
It's
cells.
not too late.
Okay. I guess I'm waiting for you guys. Yeah, I got nothing, you guys.
Alrighty.
So back to us judging where the ripples happened, like where Allura went through and where we saw the other ripples. Can we sort of approximate how many steps?
Is there
it
a
would
pattern?
Be? Yeah, like there's a pattern. Can we try to avoid, if we were to walk across, could we presumably avoid where those ripples were?
The only ripple that you saw was the one that appeared where Allura
I
dropped.
thought you said that there
There
were
were other
multiple
ripples.
ripples that
Or
appeared
are you
down
meaning the ripples that like went out from
Yeah.
where?
The ripples that went out from where she dropped.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the only ones that you saw. You didn't see anything else. And Allura stepped onto the square and kind of put most of her weight and then started to fall.
Right.
So it appeared to be a weight-based trigger.
Okay.
I'll say that you get that much with all of you looking at it.
Okay.
So you know that floating less seems to be okay.
Hey, Les, you wanna swim out just a tiny bit more? I'm gonna do a
Alright.
thing. So,
Just
no, I
floating.
didn't think I would
like
have
on
to
a
do
lake.
this, but here we are. This is gonna be very funny.
This will be fun.
So I'm gonna reach into the robe of useful items,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take a little patch off. It looks like a little rowboat.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, this is gonna get real dumb real fast.
It's a 10-foot wide hallway, so a rowboat would fit.
Fantastic. I'm gonna bring it out and put that rowboat right there on the water.
So
Oh,
you
you got it
lay the
ready.
patch onto the water, and then within a couple of seconds, you just see the patch begin to disintegrate, and then a full-size rowboat that seats 4 people
Great. So,
exists now floating on top of the water with 2 oars. The oars are kind of impacting against the side walls,
Right.
We
We'll
just kind of
survive.
pop off.
So I'm gonna hop in there and just be like, anyone need a ride?
I think we all do.
I'm
except
still
for maybe
floating.
Les.
so
Oh,
it is
coast
only
clear.
3 feet of water though. So too many people in a rowboat, and it's gonna bottom
That's
out.
fine. Okay,
Right,
let's
maybe we
get
should go one of the
some light folk in there.
Okay, I guess I'll.
Casimir's pretty light at this point.
I bet he is.
It's just skin and bones.
He's
Maybe
not
we
even
should
skinned.
only
He
go-
needs to eat more.
Maybe we
He's
should go a
mostly
couple at a
bones.
time, just
He's
to
making his
prevent
mother
it.
so
Oh yeah,
worried.
that's actually a good point that Alif just made.
Why do I miss
We should
that?
only go a
Let's
couple
do it
people at a
bit.
time so it doesn't hit the bottom and trigger whatever kind of.
You know, make a couple
Suction.
of trips.
Yeah, suits me.
Okay, but the way it goes is that a leaf can't be in the same boat as leaf. Leaf
That's
can't
right.
be in the same boat. No.
Because leaf will eat a leaf.
Okay, so who's getting in the boat first?
I am 100% getting it.
Okay, so you're getting in the boat. Is Casimir getting in the boat with you?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so it's the 2 of you to begin with.
Yeah.
You're getting pretty close to the bottom here. You feel like the 2 of you would probably be okay. Anybody else might start to have it bottom out.
That's fine. The two of us will.
So the 2 of you are easily enough able to start pushing your way across, kind of using the oars to just push your way through. Less you're currently in front of the boat.
Yeah.
So just very carefully making your way down. So you heard Allura was on your left, and you heard the person describing themselves as Emil. Emil was on your right.
Cool. Hey, Lester,
Fuck
maybe
yeah.
you want to try and get Allura out of there. We're gonna try and get Dingus out.
All right.
There you go.
So you kind of pull your way into the left. So in your case, you see a mold-covered ceiling hangs barely 3 feet above the still black water that fills the dungeon corridor. The water is over 5 feet deep here, and you kind of look in, and there's enough light from Elith's dancing globes that you see Allura's head bobbing above the water in one of the cells on your left.
I'm standing there with my sun sword like this.
You look like the neighbor
Can
from
you
Home
see
Improvement.
Les that will just his like.
Yeah, you see him just
just
begin to
like this.
float in. It's only 3 feet now between him and the top of the chamber, so it's kind of flipped it now, where it's 5 feet deep of water and 3 feet from him to where the top would be.
Yeah, I'm like Wes Anderson, just standing there like
All right, so you're in the room now.
upset
Allura,
that I'm like soaking wet.
soaking wet, armor starting to not feel all the best. It is definitely gross down here. What are you gonna do to try and break her out?
So I'm basically.
So you come into the room, you see that she's in a cell.
I'm floating here though, like
Les.
there's a door here, right?
Sorry,
There's a door here down this hallway here. No, or is it just an
How
open?
do- yeah.
this is
do-
on the other side.
What?
So okay,
So you're
so this
like
all
it was-
totally
Because you were
backwards.
on the left.
Yeah.
So this,
Oh, I understand.
this
okay.
is the hallway. So Les is kind of floated in from this side, and he sees you in one of the.
Right, there was
As-
no door here.
There's
to
no
go
door.
in.
It's
okay.
Les.
no, sorry. There is a door. It's an iron gate,
Okay.
and so you kind of bump yourself against the iron gate, and it's a little bit stuck. But for you, it's not the hardest thing. You just kind of force it open, and it opens inward without
Okay.
issue.
Les, there's a light over in one of those cells over that way. Just be careful. I don't know what it is.
So you kind of look to your right, and you look down, and you're a little bit closer to it, and you get a bit of a better view. It appears to be a blade, maybe some kind of a sword. It's in one of the cells, and the door is closed, so you're not able to get to it.
So it's in the cell across from her.
It's in the cell directly on your right. It's right about here.
So there's a glowing sword.
So seems to be a glowing blade of some kind.
All right. I'm gonna go and try to unlock that gate.
You don't-
Unlock my gate first.
There's a blade here.
You
Yeah,
don't.
get
Do you
me-
have
let me
lockpick
out.
tools?
Oh, I know where you
Do
are.
you have lockpicking tools?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, so
And
you'd
my
have to.
carpentry tools.
So you'd have to borrow lockpick tools from somebody.
Can I get your lockpick?
All right.
Allura, at this point, you're annoyed that you just try the thing again as Les is kind of looking around. You can go and make another.
But I
one.
can't even unlock yours. Unless if you
You'd have
give
to
me
borrow.
tools through
Yeah,
it.
you'd have to borrow.
You could also try and force the lock.
Is
You're
it
very
still
strong.
at disadvantage?
Still disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's always disadvantage when you're inside.
You can technically.
Oh, it's less than what it was before.
So you're just kind of. Oh wait, how much less?
Uh-oh.
Because it matters.
It was one less. I
Okay,
rolled a
11.
4 and I won. Yeah.
Okay, so it's on 11. So that's fine. So you again start to feel it catch, and you're like, ah, definitely got it. This. Nope. And you immediately pull it out, knowing that you're going to break one of the picks.
Can I freeze the water around the lock and break it?
You can certainly try. Okay.
Alright.
So yeah, I'll say that sure. Make a spellcasting ability check to see how accurate you can be with that.
I am not.
So add your charisma and your proficiency.
Alright, plus 6.
Plus 6. Yeah, plus 6. So what is
12.
it? 12. You're able to get what you think is about the right size. You kind of catch Allura a little bit, and she pulls her hand back and just scowls at you a little.
Yeah.
So now you've got what you think is the lock frozen. So you're going to use your spear to try and break it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an attack roll against the lock.
Natural 1!
You just go underneath and you're like,
Allura in the
don't worry, Allura, I got this.
Just take 2 stars.
But I get 2 attacks.
Make a dexterity saving throw, Allura. It's going to have to be higher than...
Something's happening. Big fan.
Natural 20.
Oh.
You're good. So Les
Can
is just
I
like,
give him
don't
the
worry.
finger as I jump out of the way?
Don't worry, I got this. And you see him go, and where the impact should sound of metal on metal from the spear touching the lock, it isn't there, and it just continues to pass through, and you instinctively go, shit, as Les just kind of goes, sorry!
It's murky in this water. I can't exactly see how to get it. But I got 2 attacks.
You get a second attack. Go for
Can
it.
you
Make
do
your
like a
second one.
really cool like jump?
Natural 1.
Yeah!
Allura, make another dexterity saving throw.
Fuck!
Try to jump out of the way.
Oh
That'll
my
be
God.
a 20. A
20?
natural.
That's fine. So you still do exactly the same thing, unless at this point the warmth from the water has begun to thaw the freezing, and doesn't appear to be.
But I can do it
effective
twice.
It's not over.
I can use shape water twice in an hour. And then I can't use it anymore.
Yeah, well, you did
You've
it
already
once.
done it once.
Wait, when? Oh, to move the block down.
Yeah, so that's it. So shape water is used up.
Can you try?
Give me your lock-picking stuff and I
I
can
am
try
not
it.
giving you these.
Well, then you're gonna be stuck here forever. Bye! And I start floating away.
Les, can you try like smashing it?
Like brute strength?
Strength?
Just like pulling the door open.
Or
No, the
kicking
lock.
I'm floating in water. I can't kick anything.
I disagree.
Yeah.
You like
You
it.
literally.
It's 5 feet of
how
water.
do you-
Like
How wait, yeah,
breaking
how
something
fucking put it
underwater, you
underwater?
don't have your regular strength in terms of punching ability by any stretch. You've got so much resistance from the water.
Who else? Who do I know is the best with lockpicks? Because I'm
Alith.
not.
It's me.
Alith!
Okay.
Why did you send him?
Well, he can swim.
I can float
But
so good.
He can't do locks. I'm not gonna let him break my lockpicks.
Okay, can I try and copy Les and swim and not touch the ground? Like, I'm a ranger, so let's time
So
outside.
you two would be coming in behind the boat. So you guys, are you continuing? Because the boat doesn't fit into the area where Emil is. You'd have to disembark and kind of start to float in the water a little, or you could continue in the boat into the where the chamber opens up.
Doggy paddle.
You know what?
Don't get
Yeah,
that, don't
fuck
get
it.
that.
I'm gonna go in that fucking chamber. Something's gotta
With
happen.
cats?
Jump.
Yeah, why not? We're friends now.
Okay, so going into the chamber on the other side. All right, so the chamber opens up.
We're splitting the fucking
Whatever, man.
It's not really splitting it.
We die in the
You're
game,
like
we
you're
die
like
for
30
real,
feet
and
away.
I'm into it.
You're like 30 feet away. It's not a big deal.
Oh,
So
it's just having a freak out.
with your dark vision,
Yeah.
you see
Here we go.
you see
Saddle.
dark, low shapes of assorted configurations thrust up out of the still, brackish water
Cool.
that fills this 50-foot square room, the ceiling of which towers almost 20 feet overhead above the water, festooned with hanging chains that look like thick black webs, while a balcony set in the north wall, so on your right,
Yeah.
overlooks the room and has 2 large thrones atop it with red furnishing. A red velvet curtain is drawn across, closed behind the two.
No, I don't want to go all the way.
No, you're essentially just at the edge of the entrance to this
Like the
chamber.
little bump, the peak of the boat, just like.
Yeah. You kind of look out a little as far as you can. You see the 2 thrones up top on a raised pedestal, looking out over a couple of weird shapes. And at this distance, getting a better look, the dark shapes in the water appear to be racks, iron maidens, stalks, other instruments of torture.
Oh, wait, didn't we see that in the
Okay,
window?
we found
Oh,
Strahd's
it's
dungeon.
his pleasure room.
Yeah.
Great.
So you've got essentially the torture chamber laid out in front of you, a 50 by 50 foot square room, a balcony above with no seeming way to get up to the balcony, and then a red curtain drawn across behind where the thrones are.
No seeming way to get up to that balcony, huh?
All right.
Well,
So that's what you see from where you are.
Fantastic.
Leith, at this point, you've started to wade out easily enough.
I'm not waiting. I'm copying exactly what Les did, seeing that he made it in there okay, so I'm just
So doing
like,
doing the
ugh.
slow paddle.
yeah.
Yeah.
just
And
explore,
making your
explore.
way in. So Les, you're kind of at this point looking at the blade. Leith, you make your way over and in. Everybody's starting to realize that floating is kind of the way to go. You do get your way across. And you're outside of Leith's cell at this point.
Allura's cell.
Sorry, Allura's cell. And you're able to try picking
Yeah.
the locks.
Quick question, just floating by her cell and noticing the glow, since I kind of have a little bit more vision in these situations,
Yep.
do I notice what
It is definitively a clear outline of a blade of some kind. Short sword, long sword, you're not quite sure.
Okay, cool. Well, I'd like to investigate that after I'm done, but I think the first order of business is getting Allura out, so I'm going to go over and... Oh, yeah, sorry, one thing I was going to say was knowing that I was going down there to do something that I'm not normally... It's not normally my job to do.
Yep.
Am I able to ask leave to guide me before I go? Is that
I think it's touch.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Oh, it has to be
swing
touching.
in with
Okay, no, that's fine. I'll do that.
Well, it lasts for a minute. It's concentration for a minute. So you could
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it before
Yeah,
she
yeah,
left.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I would
So
have
as-
been like, oh, we need to get Laura out of there. Can you
Yeah, yeah.
give me some encouragement?
got
Thank
this,
you.
Elise.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Or
So,
maybe you just
D20
gently,
plus a
like,
D4.
push
Yeah.
her into the water. You just gently nudge.
She's floating, and he just goes, here you go.
Yeah.
So D20 plus a D4.
Yeah, I'm going to use my lucky one.
So in your case, you're just adding your dex because you're not proficient with tools.
I thought 5 in sleight of hand. It's not sleight of hand?
Nope, it is not sleight of hand.
Okay.
Sleight of hand is theft.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay. 22.
22. You get the tools in, and you kind of Allura kind of walking you through like this is where I was catching it a little bit before. You find that same catch, and where you feel like her tools would have broken, you push past it just a little bit, and ting, and the door does open out into the water at this point. Allura, you are released.
Yes!
So
Like, high five, Allura.
Yes, thanks.
You're welcome. Let's try and
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
that.
whatever that is.
Hey, real quick before we do, I just want to shout
Shiny.
back to everybody that there's a torture chamber over here, and there's a balcony up there. And if you guys want to get Emil out of there, I can get a couple people up to that balcony, and we can see if we can't find a way.
Balcony is about 10 feet off the water, so it's something where theoretically someone could get up there once and drop a rope and have everybody pull themselves up.
I can. Well, I don't know.
Or you can do your
spell,
road trip, but yeah.
But I'm sure we have grappling hooks and stuff.
Right. So in your case, if you want to try and unlock the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go and make a lockpick check. So this time not a disadvantage.
Just regular one.
Regular
old
Straight
lock.
roll.
Hell, I'm Johnny Depp. I've been stuck down here in career hell
The
forever.
fuck? It's a natural one.
So what's the total?
The total. I'm gonna break my lock picks, aren't I? That will be a. What is it again? It's a 9.
It's a 9. You get it in there and you're like, okay, cool. I saw Elise do this one. She's under the thing. It's totally fine. We're good. Ting! And the lockpick breaks. You've effectively ruined the set of lockpicks that you have.
You've ruined
I
them.
have 2, so it's okay.
Okay. So you pull out your second set, but you're a little bit frustrated with yourself at the moment. And you're not really able to go back in there and try it again.
Can I
You
try
can give it a shot. Yeah, go for it.
All right.
This is for the sword.
This is for the sword.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Is the minute past?
No, Snake Eyes.
I mean, it only goes
The
for
witch?
one.
The test, yeah.
Yeah.
It's only really for one task, right? The guidance.
Yeah, it's the first task.
Yeah.
Okay.
No ways.
18.
18. You go and attempt to do it. You just can't quite get it to go. It's right on the edge of it, but you can't quite get it to
Can
go.
we reach it
19
through
or
the
20?
door?
It's on the far side. It's over 10 feet in.
How heavy does it
Like a
look?
mage hand or something.
The sword?
Yeah, the blade.
Typical sword weight, you'd be looking at probably 5-10 pounds.
Jordan.
I don't think they'd be
Crabby,
that
crabby.
heavy.
Handy, handy.
So you
Mage
summon,
hand?
you summon the mage hand and you get it over to the other side and you attempt to lift it and it starts to lift off the ground and it's in water. It does begin to lift and it starts to turn and then comes towards the edge of it or the surface of the water and you see that the blade itself is glowing. It is a short sword. The blade is glowing and the hilt is inlaid with gold, but the hilt is wide enough that it can't pass through the bars.
Nice.
Essentially locked on the other side. On the
It's
door would have
right
to be open.
here.
Yeah, you can literally reach out and grab it, but you can't pull it through because it's not wide enough to
So
jimmy
these
it
bars
through.
are kind of like.
Hands.
Can we try and break them up, bend them just enough to get the short sword through?
You can try and do that. And
Like
somebody
maybe
can make
if
a
I
strength
try
check.
and pull one side and Les tries to pull the other.
We could try it.
Go make a strength check, both of you,
Okay.
please.
I assist
For love of
in
God.
any way?
It's the two of them doing it.
Like,
She could like
can
help us
we
with too.
really make sure like we're like using science and like
try
crowbar?
it? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
like
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck
using-
you.
Your dice are
This
not
one is
pleased.
fucking me up today.
Hope and I are like
19?
slowly
19,
warming
what's your
into
total,
the
Les?
water.
It was
Like,
6.
6? Yeah, it's not enough. Between the two of you, you kind of prying open as best you can.
don't
You
get my
think
side
you
kind of
think you
pulled?
kind of get it a little bit.
I'm
and
like,
then Les is
as
like,
they're
"Don't
pulling,
worry,
I'm
I got
trying to,
this,"
like-
and he's pulling against you, kind of preventing you from opening it, thinking that he's helping. Yeah, there's not much that you can do. You'd have to try and open the gate normally.
No one
How's
has,
it going over there?
no one has
Really
knocked, right?
frustrating.
Yeah, wait, should we come in? Like,
Do you need more?
We
We
have
found some
something.
manacles.
We have
Anyone want
something we'd really
manacles?
like to bring with us, but we need some help maybe getting it out somehow.
Do you need another strong person?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Emil from the other side.
What is the what does the mechanism look like? Like how hard would this lock be to just sort of break open?
You can't even see the lock because the
Right,
water is so
underwater.
brackish.
Oh, okay.
You can't even see through it.
That's the next meme.
So
It's the
Yeah.
by this point, you
The
could
distracting
you're
boyfriend.
kind of you're over the annoyment, and you could try to lockpick it again if you wanted to.
Maybe
Come
Do you
on.
want?
It's
we
1 minute
could
between
come
lockpicks.
down
Yeah.
and give you a little bit of
Yeah.
encouragement to
Yeah,
kind of
can
help
we-
you with it.
Can we
Yeah.
swim over?
Yes, I
So you
would
two
love
begin to
some
make your way across.
encouragement.
Esmeralda pulls her way
Oh,
through.
Can I ask? Would this be too much weight if I were to like sit on Leaf as he floats, and I'm kind of like.
It's
I'm-
3 feet of water.
So
Yeah.
no.
Like you sit on anyone, they're underwater. It's not like.
I was just.
And
kind
you're
of
also keep
imagining
in mind,
me,
you guys
like,
are in
paddling.
full armor,
Yeah.
right? Like floating is not a thing
Yeah,
really
we're
for
like,
you.
we're
I'm
like,
mithril.
Yeah, your mithril is
We're, like,
light enough.
thrashing
For you
around.
two, it's straight up. You're bumping against the bottom as you do.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like
Oh.
it's something
It
where
was
you
a
try to
cute
float.
idea.
It was a
But-
really cute idea.
But yeah, like for you guys, it's going to be tough
Oh,
at
damn
best.
it.
So,
So I have.
so Leaf, do you want to try and make your way over there?
Yes.
Okay.
What if they send the boat back back for you from the other
It's
side?
the same thing because the boat's going to scrape against the
Okay,
bottom with
yeah.
your
All
weight
right.
with the armor.
Yeah,
and
just
the-
Make sure you lift up when
Fire.
you cross the spot that Allura got sucked in.
Okay, so Leaf,
my
you start to
mage
make your
hand
way
out,
across
holding it
carefully,
down.
gingerly.
Although actually,
stepping.
I guess you could just go down that way because we've got her door open now, so you could just.
I was gonna
get
say,
sucked
actually,
down.
Yeah,
technically,
like
if the
Although
sorry,
it maybe
how
would
wide
maybe
is the
deposit
hallway?
you into
10
a
feet
different
wide.
cell. We don't know.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of
I'm
my
actually guessing
wingspan.
if
Like,
there's
could I
more
like
than one.
Yeah.
forget it? Let's keep
This
going.
is
Because you're doing
overcomplicating
the
this.
sideways
Yeah, I
crawl,
was
it
like,
doesn't
yeah,
work.
it's all good.
So, making your way down, you on the first one, kind of like begin to press a little bit,
Yeah.
and you're like hoping for the best. You don't think there's anything there, so I'll get you to move your character down the hallway
Okay.
for me. So you're starting from this side here,
Okay.
and you're making your way down this hallway to try and go in on your left.
There I am.
Where?
Actually, oh, there I am.
Yeah, so you're starting on the left.
Yeah.
Okay, so you move. So you're moving in a straight line.
I want to be 6.
You want to be zigzagging a little? All right, so I'm gonna have to know what
Okay.
what zigzags you're taking.
God, this sucks.
So you're stepping first one on your left.
Yeah.
You know Allura
Are you
Vanish.
floating?
The second one on your right. So you know the one on your left is
Yeah.
probably safe.
Yeah.
So you take a step there, no issues.
Yeah.
You got the one directly in front of you and on your right. Where are you going?
Directly in front of me.
Okay. Kind of gingerly put your foot down.
Yeah.
Step onto it. All right, you're fine. Directly in front or one on your right.
Oh my God, Jordy, this is brutal.
Jehovah! It's the name
The one to
of
my,
God.
the one to the right.
The one to the right, you kind of bypass it, slide your
Like
foot
here?
across the ground.
Sorry. No, I want to be going in that way.
The left.
Yeah, sorry, left. Like I want to angle it.
Like here.
So
Yeah.
sorry, so you were right here.
Yeah.
So you're stepping to your right.
Yeah, there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's
And then I
correct. So
wanna
you
zi- and then I
do
wanna
that.
zig.
And you want to
Zig
zig
in.
into that one.
Yeah.
And you're good.
Okay.
And you start to feel the edge of it, and you've actually got the edge of a top stair, and you step down a little bit,
Yeah.
and down, and now you're in. You
Yeah.
seemingly
Okay, I
did not.
wanna-
You seemingly did not trigger a trap.
I want to call the exact same shots for Hope.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I hope you're
okay.
able to follow that exactly and get to that point at the top of the stairs.
I think that's
knowing
what you
totally
were
Is there
saying.
fine.
something in the... I don't
I
care.
think
I
it's
don't...
going
Actually, I
on.
hope
You don't
there
know.
wasn't. I hope
You
there
don't know.
wasn't.
So
That
you
was
make your way
hilarious.
down. You tap Allura on the shoulder. Cast guidance. Go ahead and roll your guided
Got
roll.
the sword still held up with mage hand, crab hand.
That's not helpful if it's sticking out.
But
on-
they don't have to go very far to get it.
The door is
26.
26. So with that, the new set of lockpicks, a renewed confidence of Leaf's heavy hand on your shoulder. Easy. Slide in. You know what's going to break these picks. You bypass the trap, and you end up opening it. And the cell door opens, and you now have a sword
Hey.
floating on the top with Les's mage hand holding onto
Crab
it.
hand.
Like, pick it up.
You kind of pick it up and hold it in your hand and kind of wave it back and forth a little.
Melt
And you
your
feel
arm.
a very nice warmth start to creep down your arm, and just kind of like a general warm feeling of just happiness begin to kind of cross your
It's a sort
body.
of happiness.
And that's going to be where we wrap
It
things
is
up.
the sunshine sword.
So we'll pick things up there next week.
Damn.
Having found the sword, unlock that. You've got Emil potentially in the cell
fucking Emil.
No, we
across the
forgot about
hallway.
around.
You've got a bunch of other cells in this area that you could open.
I just
but
want to, for planning's sake,
Yeah.
the room that they're in,
they're not inside it yet.
Oh, okay, so they haven't-
they've peeked to the front of the
okay,
nose of the
so
boat
they
end
haven't
enough
seen,
to look
like,
around.
Other doors there? Okay.
They don't see
Just
any.
wondering.
You don't see any other doors. It's just the plateau. It's about 10 feet off the ground with the two thrones, and then this the curtain across the back.
Cool. Sounds good.
That's about it.
Hey, as a last thing in that area.
Yeah, far away.
Can I have Rick take rope and tie it to the balcony?
Yeah, easily enough.
Yeah,
He's
just
able to do that. So he's kind of got it all bundled up, and he flies it across
Yeah.
and ties it off on the balcony.
That's great. Just so
And
we have,
he's just
we
kind
have
of
a
holding
way
it
out.
there,
Yeah.
ready to
Yeah,
go.
I'm stressed and I want to know what that sword is, and I just want to
too.
be like, ugh. I'm
Well,
too
guys,
stressed.
Well, you do know that route that you took is safe, Leaf, and there was a trap on this one that you sidestepped by.
Actually?
There was a single one. I've got the diagram.
Uh,
So you did
I
successfully
gotta go gamble.
randomly
right now.
sidestep a trap.
Actually, no, I shouldn't. I used all my luck there.
But definitely a good session. A lot of decisions were made. A nice meal was had by some.
Yeah.
And we're back on the track and now a little bit underwater and not exactly sure what's in front of you, but a direction forward.
Are we
We're
all
up
back
shit
next week,
creek,
y'all?
but we
We're
got
not.
two paths.
No one's
I
missing next
believe
week.
we're all here next week. Maybe.
Maybe.
That's
Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna see how I'm doing next.
If
Yeah,
you're not,
of course.
we'll do
Keep
how
us
it goes.
posted.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely a good one this week. Nice to have everybody at the table for 2 weeks in a row. Yeah. So thanks again to everybody in the chat. Awesome back and forth today. Thank you again, Serena. You are seriously the best.
Yeah.
Everybody's super stoked and rocking their swag. Yeah. But yeah, we are excited to come back and see exactly what's in store for the next week's session. A couple of directions to go, a couple of unknown variables. I'm stoked to see where it all goes. So thanks everybody so much for watching, and we'll see you back here on
to go straight up in my dice box.
Goodbye.